after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
If you're a Baton Rouge area business struggling to find employees, Tiger Labor and Staffing, a family-owned and operated business, is here to help. Whether it's light industrial work, warehousing, manufacturing, or just a little help on the job site, Tiger Labor and Staffing provides timely, professional employees to help your business get the job done. Reed Brunson and his team will handle background checks, payroll, and workers' compensation insurance. When it comes to temp staffing in Baton Rouge, whether it's a day, a week, or full-time, Tiger Labor and Staffing has the eye of the tiger. Visit the website to learn more, tigerlabor.com.
Looking for an exciting career? Guarantee Media is hiring. Go to guaranteemedia.com to see open positions and apply today. Guarantee Media is an equal opportunity employer. Guaranteemedia.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Wednesday, August 7th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 100. In hour one of today's show, we'll talk LSU football, keep you updated on fall practice, and we'll discuss a big-time free agent visiting the New Orleans Saints. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo! What's happening, y'all? Welcome in to a brand new Off the Bench. T-Bob, Alondra Villarreal, Jacob Hester, and Taylor Sharp hanging out with you today. Hope you're having a great day here on this Wednesday. Football season roll right along. We got brand new Brian Kelly sound to get to. We got a lot to get to on today's show. How are we doing today, guys? How's everyone feeling?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Love this time of year. Are we getting flustering today?
Maybe.
Soft maybe?
Let me shake the magic 8 ball. Signs point towards no. But we'll see. It's not 100%, but okay. I would not.
Well, it takes a little bit of my excitement away, but still can't take the sunshine fully away from us.
I do have a Hello Kitty segment planned for the second hour.
That doesn't do a whole lot for me. I know nothing about Hello Kitty.
I don't either. But I think that is how surface level this topic is I think it may.
Okay. Well, sure. My excitement level's back up. Shout out Hello Kitty.
Yeah, shout out Hello Kitty. Alondra, what's up? Did you ever go through a Hello Kitty phase?
I don't think that I did. They did used to have like the store in the mall.
Yeah.
That I like to go look at the stuff in, but I don't think I ever went through like a Hello Kitty.
My daughters now have matching Hello Kitty Crocs, which is interesting. I don't know how the hell they figured out about Hello Kitty.
My sister likes Hello Kitty. She has a Hello Kitty tattoo.
Doesn't it just feel like people just kind of find out about Hello Kitty? It's I've never seen it on TV.
No.
Yeah, I think
is it a show?
I think she's just like a figure. Hey, how's your back?
Okay, so it's actually doing great. Good, I agree.
Okay, good.
Taylor, nobody cares about how you're doing.
Well, no, I was just wondering.
No, I agree, Alondra. Thank you for asking. It's very thoughtful of you.
Mm-hmm.
I got to give a shout out to my guy Jared at Go Cairo. I went over there yesterday. Got some dry needling, some stim. Got worked out a little bit, and he saved me.
No Toradol?
He saved me. No Toradol. I did end up taking 5 ibuprofen. which felt great. But
You
yeah,
had
he
one
saved me, man.
chance.
Yeah.
And then last night, me and our guy Luke Betts, old UK Lukey, we had our first men's men's doubles match. First ever. I played with my wife.
Y'all were
and-
partners?
Yeah. First ever men's match that I played. And we played a couple of precocious young lads,
Y'all won?
Walker and Drew. And we lost the first set 4-6. Then we came back 6-2. And then we won tie breaks 10-3. So I was freaking fired up. Dude, but,
overcame an injury.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We
Lost
got
the
treatment
first set.
playing hurt. Yeah, we got it done. Lukey's very good.
Man.
Walker and Drew were awesome. But I did learn a lesson in the danger of mnemonic devices. Do you remember what a mnemonic device is?
Yeah.
Right? When you use something to help you remember something? Well, their names are Walker and Drew, right? Well, one of them was very tall, like 6'6" tall. And I was like, okay, that, I thought it was like, that's Walker, and then I'm thinking Walker,
Obviously.
Texas Ranger, walk tall.
Naturally.
Like, Walker just feels tall, right?
Yeah.
So the entire game,
You were calling
he's
it.
Walker, he's Drew. Find out pretty much right before tie breaks that I had the emphasis on the wrong syllable. I had him flipped. It was, I had the names wrong. So that was a bit,
they didn't correct you?
I don't think
I would have corrected
it's weird.
you.
Yeah,
You're
after
not-
like the seventh time.
Well, you're not like overusing it. And there were, now that I look back, there were a couple funny interactions where I could see maybe quizzical looks, but it is a situation where you're not like really sure what they're saying either. So you don't,
Yeah.
No, eventually they did correct me. Like when it finally became clear that I had everything backwards. So
Backwards.
that was a bit of a social anxiety moment for sure,
Yeah.
because that's my nightmare.
Yeah.
It is.
The mnemonic device worked. It was just,
Yeah.
I used it in the exact wrong way. But shout out Walker and Drew. Very fun game. Like I said, 22. How about that? 22 and 23 years old, I think. So not to brag, me and Luke holding it down for the old guys.
And Luke is very old.
Yeah,
Just kidding. I'm gonna send him that later.
very fit though. I gotta say, Luke has abs.
Luke is a runner too.
I know.
Yeah, so he is.
Can't trust him.
No.
Cannot trust him.
Cannot trust a man with abs. I've said it once,
Or
said
an
it a million
accent.
times.
Yeah,
that's
British
true.
accent.
Dangerous
whammy.
combination.
Yeah.
He's a cheeky little bastard, isn't he? So that was super fun. Shout out Walker and Drew, man. Taylor, what's going on, man? How you feeling? Why are you so tired still, dude? Why don't you wake the hell up?
I am wide awake. No energy drink this morning.
Whoa,
Feeling
he
good.
really doesn't have
Yeah,
one.
see,
No,
that's
I don't.
why I can see it on him. I can feel the lack of nos pouring out of his pores. I can't smell it like I normally can. Our guy's on the struggle bus, dude.
No, I'm in a great mood.
He
Look, I
said
need
we
you to
got a
bring the
problem.
energy levels up, okay, Taylor? You're dragging everything down right now.
Yeah, like you walked in the studio. I'm just sitting here, and you were like, "What's wrong, Taylor? You still tired?" And I was like,
I'm just
just
calling
sitting
it like
here,
I
man.
see it, dude.
And he has a hat on.
I'm just sitting
Exactly.
Ooh,
Okay,
Hair
didn't
down,
fix
no,
the hair.
No nos.
Listen, the
Taylor's
hat,
down bad after the
there's a
batch
good
party.
explanation for the hat. It wasn't a tiredness thing. I woke up, had a little curl here in the front because I need a haircut, and I was like, I'm not dealing with that. We're just throwing the hat on, walking out the door.
I need a
He's
haircut too. I got like a
Victoria's
Mel
Straightener.
Kiper thing going on kind of
Ooh, you do.
right now.
Yeah, but you don't have like the awful widow's peak here in the front. Like
I like a good widow's peak, dude. Vegeta, Dragon
Mel
Ball
Kiper's
Z.
hair looks like Dracula.
Yeah, which is awesome. Like if he did have the widow's peak, it would look really dumb. I think widow's peaks make people look badass. Personally,
think
me.
so?
Yeah, I've always thought so. But like I said, I'm a big Vegeta fan. So I don't know.
Yeah, I remember when I tried to do like the fade on the sides and kind of brush it all back, like keep it longer, brush it all back. And I remember like sending a picture, not like of my haircut, but just with me and the kids in one of our group family chats. And my brother-in-law was like, "Are you about to break down the Colts quarterback they just drafted?" And I was like, I knew exactly who he was talking about.
Were you
Cut it
watching
immediately.
Peaky Blinders at the time?
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, I love a
Sounds
good
about
Peaky
right.
Wanted
Blinders.
that Peaky
Sounds
Blinder
about right.
cut.
You wanted the Peaky
That
cut.
Tommy
Yeah.
cut.
Wait, how long ago was this?
Probably like 3 years ago.
It was Sam Ellinger.
Definitely the peak of Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, I was.
Is it Sam Ellinger?
I don't know. He was just trying to make a joke, probably.
So look, we do have a great show planned for you today, though. Some shocking news out of LSU football as a prominent player that figured to play a big role in this team, at least in our view, kind of just randomly quit, or at least is transferring from LSU. The timing of it's very odd. We'll get into it. We got a full Brian Kelly press conference breakdown, like Taylor alluded to, a big time free agent visiting the New Orleans Saints. We're going to do delayed OTB mailbag. We got Jim Harbaugh putting on a masterclass of deny till you die.
That's right.
We have, shout out degenerates. The SEC about to make it mandatory for injury reports so we can celebrate in Las Vegas by knowing exactly who will be there or not on Saturday.
I thought I heard a scream from the Oddfather last night just randomly in Baton Rouge.
Yep, you could. It was just, you could hear it soaring through the air. So it's going to be a great show. YouTube.com/1045 ESPN. Let's get it started with the biggest story of the day.
It's time to get to work. Courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help you take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
All right. Remember, Tiger Labor and Staffing, local company since 2013. And if you're looking for light industrial, construction, warehousing, manufacturing, even clerical employees, well, they got you, man. The screening, the training, the payroll, they take care of everything, all the paperwork, all the busy work. It's a true turnkey service. Whether you're looking for the right people for your job or if you're listening and you're looking to work, Tiger Labor and Staffing can get you right. Check them out today. Shout out Tiger Labor and Staffing. Man, I think we have to start with Mac Markway.
Yeah.
Right? As Mac Markway has, it almost feels like in the dead of night, decided to leave the LSU football program. This is Kelly 8 here, Alondra. Here's where Brian Kelly, and there must have been some whispers floating around because the reporters didn't seem terribly shocked about this. But here is Brian Kelly when he broke it down yesterday during the presser.
He's made a decision that he's not going to play. He's, I don't know what his plans are, whether he's going to transfer. But he informed us last night that he was not going to play at LSU anymore.
Now, for what it's worth, Markway on his own Twitter released a graphic with a message, and it's kind of that classic, thank you to Tiger Nation. I'll never forget this. I'll never forget that. But I have, with all this in mind, after much discussion with my family and close friends, I've decided to enter my name into the transfer portal. So I find this to be shocking because as we've talked about multiple segments this offseason, it felt like Mac Markway had a huge role to play on this team. He's always been one of the most physically impressive players on the team, first team all bus for sure.
Yep.
But he had the touchdown last year in the bowl game. He felt like potentially your best blocking tight end, but with still an ability to catch. Could have factored into the red zone quite a bit. A year in which the tight ends are expected to take a step forward. But the honest part to me, Jake, is not just that all that was left on the table, but it's the timing of it. I've never understood this. Transferring during the middle of camp. You're not going to go anywhere else and play, not because you won't be eligible, because nowadays you will.
You literally can't, though. Go play this year.
Not in the SEC. Could he not? Could he not transfer? I thought the NCAA was having trouble enforcing eligibility rules.
I'm not sure that it would be open for him to go play somewhere else this year.
I was under the assumption
school hasn't started, so maybe there's a loophole that you can fall into. But let's say even if he could,
we know he can't play in the SEC. Let's assume he could play somewhere potentially.
You're so far behind the 8 ball, and what you would have to do to come up to speed with the rest of the team, like they've already been through spring, summer, first week of camp. So yeah, the timing of it, like where are you going to go and what are you going to do this year? Like, and I don't know why. None of us know why, but we know Mason Taylor's there, and there's been another tight end, a true freshman that has been oohing and ahhing out there in fall camp so far. And so maybe that plays into it. I don't know, but you still were going to play more than you're going to play somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's what I understand about the timing, right? Even if he is assuming that he would be eligible, it's exactly that. Where are you going? The only place where I feel like you could step in and play immediately would be maybe at like a smaller school or a school with some real deficiencies. Why not? You're already pot committed at this point. You've done all the summer conditioning. You've done all the hard work, the hay's in the barn. The only fun part of football is right there in front of you, the actual games, the things that make it all worth it. And you leave. And I'm sorry, I think this is coming off like I'm criticizing Markway. I don't want to do that because we don't know the details. There could be mental health. Yes. There could be some sort of drama that we don't understand. Like his reasons for leaving are his own. It's just that it's really unfortunate for him because it feels almost like a wasted offseason at that point. Because what did you do all this work for only to not be on a team like when the season is starting? And again, that's how you justify the game days are how you justify everything that you put in to this sport. And so, like, I always think about Jalen Hurts. What did Jalen Hurts do? He stuck around. He didn't. Who was the old Clemson quarterback that
Kelly Bryant?
Yes, like Kelly Bryant. He had a pretty good year. They were undefeated, but then Trevor Lawrence replaced him, and Kelly Bryant leaves immediately. What does he do? He loses the national championship ring, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts sticks around. He ends up winning his team the SEC championship. He gets all the rings and everything, and then he transfers, and he still finds all the individual success and everything else that he wanted in life. So I think this is a blow for LSU, maybe one that is lessened by Trey'Dez Green, and we'll see Kamori Pimpton reportedly improving, but I think it is a blow. Like, I think you lose maybe a skill set that you didn't have otherwise. And for Markway, you just I hope for him personally that this all works out in the end, because the timing of all this is very unfortunate.
Yeah, it's probably not, well, I mean, you never know inside the building, but I would say it's probably not something LSU was counting on, because we are so deep into getting ready for the season. And he was somebody that played as a freshman, so you would assume he would kind of still have the role that he had when it's 12 personnel. He would be in there probably almost every time in 12 personnel because of his skill set. And so I'm not sure where LSU was as far as knowing if he was going to leave or not, but now, like, you have to change that up. If you were going to be a team that runs some 12 personnel, then what is that going to look like for you? Because we've talked about Trey'Dez Green and maybe what his role was going to be, and it hasn't been in 12 personnel. It's kind of been maybe in 11 personnel where he was playing like a true F, not a Y, and he kind of had a vertical slice of the playbook, and that's where he was going to live this year. Well, now that might change. Now he might have to go do things that they weren't counting on him having to do.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, right? Like, you lose something. You lose something that you thought you had. That room is less complete now than you thought it was. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but who knows? Everybody's got to do what they deem best for themselves in this life, and you can't begrudge another man for doing so. But it's I don't know, Jake. Outside looking in, I feel like the coaching staff was surprised. I think that answer from Kelly sounded a bit genuinely like, he got told last night that he wanted to leave the program. I mean, just a month ago, he's tweeting out pictures of like an LSU photo shoot and tweeting out pictures of and quote tweeting like Preston Hickey, who was tweeting out pictures. I'd be like, let's get it. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what happened, man. But Mac Markway, deciding to leave the LSU football program. All right, great point in the chat here by my guy, Ace and Win. Y'all want the Carfax to start the show today? A little first segment Carfax for the Carnies out there? Okay, Carfax Carney, Ace checking in. When is Derek Carr's birthday?
No idea.
It's a date that Saints fans love. It's in March. Think numerical. 3.
I'm not guessing.
March 28th.
March 28th. There we go, baby. 3/28. Of course. You get it, Jake?
Falcons.
Yeah. There you see. So Derek Carr was literally destined for this, guys.
The Saints had nothing to do with the Falcons' 28-3 game.
But they still did. They still lost a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl when they would have had a more recent Super Bowl than the New Orleans Saints have been able to lord that over their heads forever. And now they can't. So I feel like Derek Carr is somewhat, if you study numerology like I do, I think Derek Carr is actually somewhat responsible. It also speaks to his horoscopes and destinies kind of aligning nicely with, now we're into 2024. What's 24 divided by 2? That's 12 divided by 3. That's 4. What's 24 plus 4? That's 28. How many equations did I just do? 3, 28. There. It's all numerology is a dense subject, guys, but you get it if you watch enough YouTube videos and go enough 4chan like I do. Also Tiger droppings. So shout out to all the carnies out there. Derek Carr, born 328. Thank you, Ace. It's a great way to start the show. All right, coming up next, let's get to some Brian Kelly sound as he met with the media yesterday. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Jake, you didn't seem very excited for that car fact.
Nope.
Do you think that fact is trash?
I don't think it has anything to do with the Saints.
Okay, well, that's not true because Derek Carr's a quarterback for Saints. Do you think it's such a bad fact that you would ask trash rangers to come pick it up?
I would need that biggest size dumpster of the roll-off dumpsters that they have. They have 3 sizes. I would need the biggest to put it in.
Okay. Well, look, at Trash Rangers, they work with you, right? Mm-hmm. So they can do that. Whatever size you need, when you need it, anywhere you are. You go to trashrangerslsc.com. They got your back. They're efficient. They're reliable. They're local. If you're a business that needs front-load dumpsters picked up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 days a week, they understand the flexible needs of businesses as they are one themselves. And so they can help you out. And if you're in Livingston or Sinton and you want to make the switch who handles your trash, again, trashrangersllc.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Long practice for LSU on Wednesday morning. I'll be there, give you a practice report, talk some Saints as well. And J.D. Piquel from 1-3 Sports will join us to talk national college football. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Showtime.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Happening, y'all. Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Alondra, and Taylor hanging out with you today. Brian Kelly meeting with the media yesterday and filling in on practice and what's been going on. Okay, you know what? I thought it was on here, but it's not. I want to get the opening of the press conference. If Taylor, maybe you just want to go to find a video on YouTube with it. But it's basically when Kelly talks about acclimatizing to the heat, just so we can have some old heads. These youngins don't know what they're doing. But since we talked about Mac Markway leaving,
what if we're the old heads?
We are the old heads. Okay. That's what I mean. Okay. Since we talked about Mac Markway leaving, Kamorian Pimpton, Trades Green, they're going to be the ones that have to make up for it. Here is Brian Kelly, this Kelly 9, on their progress.
You know, both of them have made really good progress. I think KP Pimpton has been really good as well the last 2 practices in particular. His consistency in run blocking, his consistency in catching the football assignments have been really good. And then I thought, by and large, Trades has assimilated as a true freshman as well as we could have expected. Again, considering somebody that hasn't played a lot of football either, really pleased. They're both going to play for us, and they're both going to have a role. I can imagine this one being such that, you could potentially see all those guys, including Mason, on the field together.
Whoa. 13 personnel?
How about it?
Okay, now.
How about it?
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Remember, Brian Kelly at Notre Dame, that was tight end U. Mm-hmm. Who did Travis Kelce play for? BK. The man loves tight ends. And so, yeah.
As soon as you said
my bad. I didn't mean to. Let's go to this answer about Blake Baker. It's going to be Kelly 10. He was asked about Blake Baker's pressures, right, and why they're so effective. And the beginning of this answer, I think we can read into some of maybe what was wrong last year. Here is Kelly on Blake Baker's scheme.
It's great on paper if you have all of these great schemes and all these pressures, but if your players can't execute them, not so great. Our guys have been able to execute and play really fast in the system that Blake is employing. So it's the teachability of it, and it allows our players to continue to play fast without having to play with this paralysis by analysis, I guess is the best way I would put it.
I think somebody edited part of that clip because I think he said that when I listened to the press conference, I thought he said, as we've seen, that this stuff is great on paper, but if you can't execute it. And I couldn't help but feel that it was just a direct callback to last year where, I had heard an anecdote, and again, take this with a grain of salt. Maybe this is a rumor, but it's a rumor that reinforces the story, so I'll just tell it to you. But I had heard a rumor last year that at one point kind of an exasperated BK was brought another scheme from Matt House, this could really work, and was basically if this man brings me another scheme where our guys can't even freaking tackle or line up right, I'm going to fight someone. And so it speaks to, and I'm paraphrasing there, but it speaks to the difference of last year to this year. And it speaks to where Blake Baker is so strong, which we talked about, and that is communication. And that is tailoring the message to each individual player, figuring out how to get through to them and for them to understand ultimately what the responsibility within the scheme is.
You have to adjust your scheme to your talent, to your players. You can have a scheme when you come in, but like you're talking about, you can do too much all the time. And if you can't get the fundamentals and the basics, which this defense clearly could not get a year ago. And I'm not even saying it's the player's fault. In fact, I'm not. I'm saying it's the coach's responsibility last year to be able to get your scheme integrated with your players. And if you can't do that on the basic things, again, we've seen these, some of these players do it in the past for other coaches, but you couldn't get that done. Why in the world are we going to try to be exotic and try to bring something different to it? You can't, you can't do it. You have to, and this is at all levels of coaching. And if we just stick with coaching football, I coach flag football.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't get it, they don't get it. And that's on you to either make them understand it or you got to move on. You got to do something different. It's classic North Turner. If we repeated it, he would always be like, it's out. It's out. The Raiders aren't going to allow us to repeat it on Sunday. We're not repeating that play again. Get it out, right? But they didn't get it out last year.
No, and that is one of the key differences in NFL coaching and college coaching. NFL coaches can kind of force players to meet them where they're at because there's always somebody who is basically as athletic, ready to roll, except for the super freaks. Whereas in college, you kind of have to work more at the roster that you have. And so you have to make sure that you can bring your best physical talents up to speed. Now, sometimes you still can't, but a great college coach can more often than he cannot. Let's stick with the defensive side of the ball real quick. Once again, Ashton Stamps, PJ Woodland, having some real flashes. Once again, Brian Kelly asked against him. And once again, Coach BK kind of saying, look, let's be level-headed about this.
We've put together some good periods of time. There's no doubt that progress is being made, but not to the point where it's championship level play. And, I think it's going to be a journey for those guys in particular that we'll look for them to continue to put practices together instead of a good period and then a not so good period. And the great part about it is both of them clearly know what they need to do, and they're working really hard at it. I can see this uptick of performance like you can from a lot of those guys, and I would just say that after 5 practices, there's really good signs, but we got a ways to go.
So there you go, right? I like that, man, because as a player, you always want a very clear level of expectation. Mm-hmm. And BK saying, look, you're doing good, you're moving in the right direction, but it's not championship level. We're just going to call a spade. And so we're going to continue to strive for that. Nobody's arrived yet. And, you stacked a good period, but what about a good practice? And then that's always the goal of camp. If you're trying to win playing time, you got to stack days. And Woodland and Stamps being young players, they're still finding their way to that.
I wonder how much different this is from what he's done maybe in the 2 years before this to get ready for the opener. I wonder if it was, full throttle, day one, we have to give that championship effort. It's got, and not even effort physically, but mentally as well. We got to get it done today, day one. I wonder if that's different now this year, trying to get ready for week one. Again, knowing it hasn't gone your way the last 2 years. And for LSU's program, the last 4 years, I wonder how much of that's different. Hey, we've got time. Let's don't panic. We've got some new here, certainly on that side of the football. Let's work up to a point that once we get there, we never look back and we go full throttle, pedal to the metal, all those old sayings. I wonder if it is different.
I wonder if that's a function of just having options for the first time, that you actually have a bit of a DB room for the first time in 2 years. Whereas 2 years ago, you just had to play the transfer. You didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
Last year, pretty much the same boat. I mean, this year you've got Sage Ryan you can bump down, which always they have been doing. You got J.K. Johnson, you got Jair Brown, you got Ty Alexander coming back from injury. So, you have a little more pieces to work with. And so...
And those guys don't have to play, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Because you've got P.J. Woodland, you've got Stamps, you've got young players that might actually end up being the starters, but your transfers don't have to, out of necessity, just automatically Denver Harris be the guy.
No, and 2 years ago, Jarrett Bernard-Converse had to be the guy, and he was. And,
Denver Harris was not.
And Greg Brooks and everybody else. So, maybe it's a function of that. I'm not entirely sure. I just like hearing, though, that the expectation is clearly laid out for these players. All right, we got a Tay practice report coming up. We'll continue to get you more Brian Kelly sound as well. Keep it locked right here and Off the Bench at youtube.com/1045 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com, communitysteelco.com for all of your steel needs. Go to the place, go to the locals, man, right there in Gonzales, Louisiana, where you're going to get actual, human relationships with the sales team because they're real. They're not just answering machines or email or online order forms or people that are hard to get in touch with. No. But, like, that's great. But ultimately, I mean, like, especially at this time, right? A lot of us are making decisions with our wallet. Well, they got the best prices. Why? Because they go straight to the wholesaler. They manufacture everything themselves, and it's straight to you. No middlemen jacking up the price on the back end like these national companies. Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com.
Yeah, go see them today in Gonzales, Louisiana. If we're on air, they are already open, which they have been for over 33 minutes now. So we always encourage you, go see them. Top right corner of that website is where you can find that location. But if you can't get there today, no worries. Give them a call at 225-647-2020.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana. Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Tigers back on the practice field, and we'll hear from Joe Sloan. Saints on the practice field as well. We'll have a report. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back to OTB. Taylor, you can answer this because I'll give you a modicum of credit here. Your practice reads during spring and last fall, I would say, were pretty solid. Brian Laplace wants to know, give me your prediction of the 2 starting cornerbacks game one.
Ashton Stamps for sure. He looks like a stud out there.
Stamps is in
he
there.
might be the best DB regardless, like corner safety. Right now it's Sage. I mean, I imagine if Zy Alexander's healthy, it has to be him.
Really? Over Sage and then bump Sage back?
Sage has looked good, though, at corner. He really has. Last year, I thought he looked completely out of place at corner. He made some plays yesterday. I mean, Nussmeier had a perfectly thrown ball on like a little flag route to the corner, and Sage broke it up. I mean, the ball was right there.
Corey Raymond.
Yeah, he's battling those 50-50 balls, and he's getting a lot of them. So, I mean, right now it's Stamps and Sage Ryan, but I would like Sage at safety.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think we probably all would if you're trying to think about just what your best what your best 11 that you could put out there would be in terms of where they fit. But we'll continue to monitor the situation. Daniel Bash says I'm drinking a NOS this morning. Now I know what it's like to be Taylor. I'm sorry, Daniel. Wait, so Taylor, what were your other practice notes from yesterday?
They came out in like a nickel defense, and I'm not talking about Major Burns playing nickel. Major Burns is still in that little hybrid star position. Yeah. And Jair Brown was the starting nickel. That was the first time we had seen him out there with the starting group. He had really been the second string outside corner, him and J.K. Johnson, but it was Stamps and Sage on the outside, Jordan Allen and Jordan Gilbert at safety, who have both played really well.
Yeah.
Burns at the star, and then Jair Brown at nickel, which is the first time we had seen it. A little bit lighter than I thought he was. Maybe needs to put on a little bit of weight, but he's played well.
So today they're opening up with full pads, Jake. How about that?
It's an early boy today, too.
Gonna do some actual. So they've been doing situational stuff up to now. Yeah. They're gonna do some third down and other things.
Let's give the boys, their credit though. They've had shells on. It's been full pads.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Yeah,
as a player,
you don't think there was nothing different the first day of actual full pads? Though I always felt like there was a little something extra, a little something extra.
Well, every position group is different, so I can't speak for your position group.
I mean ours are pretty similar. To be fair.
I just know for my position, it's like if you had on shells, which is pads, it was full pads.
I mean, helmets only was kind of full pads in with the line. Like it's not like you could play the position without hitting one another. I felt like generally maybe the practices were just lined up with more physical drill. I don't know. But it should be a hard day, right? Here's Brian Kelly on how they've been handling Jake, this hard weather. This is that answer I wanted from you, Taylor, here about the open, just so me and Jake can grouse about how soft Gen Z is.
As you know, we went 3, had a recovery day. This will be our back-to-back day, our 4th and 5th day. Today was situationally second down, second and short, second and long. And tomorrow we'll go into full pads, and will be our first down and distance where we include third down. So we'll move the chains, get into all situations relative to first, second, and third down, and a little bit of red zone. So it's been a natural progression through the first 6. We went 3 on, had a day off. We'll go 3 again and have a day of recovery. Again, as I mentioned to you, I think.
Oh, no. Hoisted on our own petard. A midstream ad.
As we acclimatize our football team, we were out for about an hour and 5 minutes today, and got a lot of competitive work in during that an hour and 5. So I think our team is getting to that point where tomorrow we'll be out for about an hour and 15. We'll get to an hour and 30, and then next week, pretty close to where we can get virtually an entire practice outdoors at the level, competitive level that I'm looking for. I could keep them outside for 2 hours right now, but it would be diminished returns. So,
okay, look, I got to be clear about this. I think Brian Kelly is very smart in what he's doing. I think this is the same reason the Saints are in California. Like,
yes,
there is legitimate what he's saying. I got to say this. Every time I hear Brian Kelly talk, it's like how I feel about Kirby Smart and stuff, where he just sounds so on top of everything. There's a plan to everything. I think this is very smart. That said, it is impossible to be an old head and not sit here and be like, what the hell, dude? 3-hour-long practices, and then you get a rest day? Yeah. We used to be out there for 3 hours twice a day.
Yep. We can still be better. It can be smart, and I agree with literally everything that he said. It's like, why am I going to go out there for 2 hours and not get 2 hours worth of good stuff? I can go out there for an hour and get the stuff that I'm looking for. We can come in, recover. We're smarter. We have better technology and still be bitter about it.
These cats are making $1 million, Jake. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they're practicing for an hour.
God, we used to have
What do they do the rest of the day?
Marathons. What do
they get treatment? You just get to hang out and get their legs rubbed down because they're so tired from the hour? Gen Z.
What do they
Go to work. What do they work from home? They go back to the dorm and do meetings over their computers? Pathetic. But it is smart.
Are they even calloused? Are they even calloused?
No,
Have they lived through the suck?
Now, and honestly, it's probably good for like soft tissue injuries. It's probably very smart to get your body ready
smart.
for it.
We've never claimed to be smart.
Yeah.
At least I know I haven't.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
am a card-carrying member of Meathead Nation.
Old soft-ass Gen Z. It's 95 degrees. Trainer says you got to go inside. We learned that Braden Swinton and Jalen Lee, nothing. They've been absent practice. We were wondering was an injury. No, they're finishing a Spanish 4 class. So, Alondra, if you want to maybe help them out a little bit.
Yeah, if they need help, I will go help them so they can get to practice.
That's what I'm saying, get them back in the field faster.
BK, hit me up if you need a Spanish tutor.
All right. Look, there's a couple more pieces of sound that we get to. Maybe we will later in the show. But coming up next, a couple of things.
And 5 minutes.
An hour and 5 minutes. And what is that? A light jog? Is it a warm-up? You've told the story. You were part of a Nick Saban practice where he started it over an hour and a half into practice.
God, start the whole effing thing over. Coach, from the beginning of the period, from the stretch, get them out of the gates.
Run back off the field and run back on. All right. When we get back, pay tribute to a former coach of mine and some massive news. So Pelicans fans, keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. That's GEAUXTommys.com, GEAUXTommys.com. You need hardy plank or vinyl siding, wood or vinyl windows. You need any type of door. You want to go to Tommy's where you will see the difference clearly. Get a free professional estimate. Have them out to your home today and figure out why so many people are so pleased with Tommy's. Make them one of the bids on your project. Go Tommys.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, remember, okay, you can check out the gallery of work they've done for other clients, which is incredible. Testimonials from other clients, which all of that is going to impress you. We can promise you. But the one thing that we always encourage you to do, if you've got a custom project, something maybe you don't see there, have them out to your house. They're going to show you exactly what they can do for your space. If you've got just an idea in your head, I've experienced this. Tommy's going to come out, you tell him, he's like, yeah, we'll figure out a way. We will get it done, and they will every single time. Go to the website today, gotommys.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more. Performing is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Look, guys, I don't want y'all to run too far with the acclimatization stuff, right? Like, I'm it's very tongue in cheek. I think it's smart how LSU's handling it. I trust Jake Flint and the strength staff.
Everybody,
Vegas is indoors. I don't think this team's gonna be like out of condition or anything.
No,
we probably did it the dumb way. Is the real point.
Yes. And I played sound from Kirby yesterday on Off Campus, and he said something very similar. Like, hey, it's real hot here in the Athens area. We weren't getting done what we needed to get done. I think they were like an hour and a half. He's like, so we pulled it back. And he's from the school of Saban, of practicing. So if Kirby's doing it, I can promise you everybody's doing it.
Yeah. And it and look, both Kelly and Kirby are really high quality practices, right? Is what they want. They want hard, high quality, no wasted movement type of practices. And the opposite is like grindy and long, and they're different schools of thought, but I think they're going to be fine. So I said I wanted to pay homage to a special man, and that is Coach Kragthorpe. Coach Kragthorpe passed a couple of days ago. I think I was told during the middle of snaps. I don't even know if we mentioned it here. That's on me. But I got some interesting insight that I wasn't aware of from 2011, right? A very good year up until the end. And, we were talking with some of the friends, and I was like, man, I was sad because we all loved Krag so much. And then right before that 2011 season, it comes out that he has Parkinson's and he couldn't be the OC. And I was kind of mentioning to Durasic, I was like, man, it's a bummer that we never really got to go to battle with Krags because he seemed like he was so solid. But what Josh informed me, and if you remember back, why would you? If you're young, you wouldn't. But what Josh informed me is that Krags was a massive part of that offensive attack because Josh got hurt in preseason. Coach Stud got bumped up to the booth to be the OC. And because he had to miss the entire year, Josh, being a fifth-year senior, ended up being kind of our de facto game day O-line coach. So he was on the headset.
Yeah.
So he heard all the interaction. And apparently Krags that year was kind of the, Stud would call the plays, but Krags would be the one thinking ahead of time about, okay, like these are our potential options next. He gives kind of the plate of options to Stud, and that's what he chooses from, right? And if he wants to overrule him, Stud at final call, he's the OC. But I guess it's just, and so it was just, I thought it was nice that Josh kind of pointed out, no, we did go to battle with him. He just maybe wasn't necessarily the just like the general, the on-field general or whatnot. But he's a great man. He really was one of the most positive coaches I ever interacted with, just consistently in a very good mood, empowering you, very funny, just super likable, man. And thoughts and prayers to him and his family because he was just a great coach and a great man. And I just wanted to give him his flowers for being a part of a great SEC championship team that had quite the run up until the Natty.
Yeah, I never had the opportunity to be on a team where he was on the staff, but certainly I had great interactions with him when he was on the staff at LSU, and he was there for a long time.
Yes.
In some capacity, in different roles, but he was on the staff. Always enjoyed my conversations with him. A great football mind.
Yeah.
We would talk old stories, old plays when he was the head coach at Louisville, when he was with y'all there in 2011. So, yeah, he is certainly somebody that I had great conversations with, will certainly be missed, and was always somebody that was, right there in the middle of it, holding court. And,
always clowning. Great
times on the
storyteller.
road. Great times
Yeah,
on the
just
road.
a classic. I mean, the best football coaches are generally some of the best storytellers you'll ever see, and Craggs was definitely somebody like that who could hold court. So sad news, but you definitely want to honor the man. I'm actually going to hold on to this Pelican story because I want to give it more than a couple of minutes because I think it's a massive news for the Pelicans. Just know a new TV deal has been struck. Bye-bye, Bally. And it's how it was struck and the decision that was made that I think we need to highlight, and we will get to that. Shout out Sha'Carri Richardson. Comes up with silver in the 100-meter, but in the 4x100 yesterday, she gets gold. I saw a great tweet that from Front Office Sports that Peter Burns, a quote tweeted this morning, and it shows Mondo Duplantis and Sha'Carri Richardson on their first day of college. And now both of them hoisting gold medals in Paris in the Olympics, once again proving that the LSU brand is as strong and or stronger than any other in the entire country. And another thing we'll get to later in the show, Roman Harper's top 10 top 10 SEC quarterbacks of this century, I believe. Is that what it was?
Something like that.
The last 10 years.
Okay, the last decade.
Close enough.
Who's 1 and 2 on the list? Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels. Once again, LSU on top. So look, that's hour one. Coming up in hour two, we got the Bally News. We got Hello Kitty. We got Jim Harbaugh. We got OTB Mailbag, which we missed yesterday. It's going to be a great hour. Come hang out here on OTB. More coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to K2Z Window Coverings, KTOZBlinds.com, KTOZBlinds.com. You go to K2Z today, it's football season, y'all, okay? If you have an outdoor kitchen, you want to bring it to the next level, you go to K2Z, have them put some exterior drop-down shades out there. Not only will it make you grilling, it'll make you cooler when you're out there cooking and maybe watching the game. It helps out with glare, but it also cools off the interior of your house. Helps out with glare inside. The benefits are many, and it goes way deeper than you think. And that's where the experts at K2Z come in because they understand the science and they give you the best options. Go to KTOZBlinds.com.
Yeah, we've been telling you over the last couple of weeks. I mean, it completely changes your outdoor space. If you're trying to get ready to watch the Tigers play, you've got this great outdoor space, outdoor kitchen. It is a must. You have to have it. I mean, it's going to shade your TV. It's going to cool the area down. So many different benefits you're going to get from that shade. K2ZBlinds.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Wednesday, August 7th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 100 in hour 2 of today's show. Matt Flynn stops by the studio for a full hour of flustering. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now. Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome in hour number 2, and check it out. We got our guy, Matt Flynn, here in studio for some fluster in that 100 degrees. Music to his ears is what's the best way to stay hydrated in the heat with some My High. DrinkMyHigh.com. You can order right there online. It's in your favorite local grocery stores as well. DrinkMyHigh.com. Matt, what's up, dog?
Oh, not much. Just like you said, I used to hate the hot weather, but now I like it.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
You don't like it, you love it.
I love it.
There you go.
I it's so funny. I've been getting a lot of crap lately on the tennis court because I've been wearing long sleeves, because I'm very pale, right? So it's like part like just to protect me from the sun.
Yeah.
But also I do have a
sunscreen.
leftover sickness from our football days of just like really wanting to get masochistic with the heat, right? Like I like feeling like, if you can go out there and you can go grind an hour and a half in that afternoon sun, then you can handle anything. I mean, the sun goes down and it might as well be fall. Might as well be a cool crisp in that autumn air. So I do like it, actually.
You spent the entire day in like a cold radio studio, then going outside's a big switch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I feel like
if you hang out outside a little bit throughout the day, it helps.
I feel pretty inured to it. I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good out there. I like I said, I really, really enjoy it.
I run in this heat every day.
Hell yes.
And I love it.
There we go.
Like, I love
That's what I'm talking about.
I start and end each run.
That's what I'm talking about.
But it's great. I love it. I love feeling the sun on me. I feel like it gives me superpowers.
I agree.
Yeah.
Little vitamin D.
Yeah, don't put any sunscreen on there to
No,
block
I don't.
that.
I don't put sunscreen on.
It's raw dog the sun.
That's why I'm super tan
Jake
right
Hester
now.
style.
Yeah.
I would also say that your genetics probably play a nice role in you being able to handle the sun.
I'm pretty pale.
Mine do not.
Otherwise.
I should, theoretically, given the Cajun blood in me, but it just does not.
Your dad's like tan.
Everybody is in my family, except for me.
Guys,
You know?
don't listen to Jacob. Just use sunscreen.
Thank you.
No.
I agree. I agree. Yes, please. Thank God.
Especially on the
please.
face.
Yes.
On
yes.
the nose.
Exactly.
I'm
you wanna
fine.
Just saying.
Jake's out
Go
here
out there
raw
every
dogging
day.
the 30A sun like a
Hey, remember that
dumbass.
picture I showed y'all? My shoulders that time, T-Bub? That was no sunscreen.
Yeah, see, there you go, dude. Remember that?
'Cause
Remember
that was
one
awful.
picture that Taylor showed us that one time about his shoulders, guys?
Have you worn sunscreen your whole life?
Actually, until then, it was kind of hit and miss.
So
That's why. If you
I do
don't
every
put-
time now. Every time now.
I'm weathered. I'm calloused,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know.
No.
I was
I don't-
raised
No,
in
you're-
this.
you're-
No, y'all
brain-
can shake your head.
your
That's
brain is
why.
calloused,
That's why
for
you're
sure.
Casper, and you ain't very tan either, there, sir. Only two of us got a glow in this studio,
Yeah.
and it ain't y'all.
A nice, healthy, natural glow.
Whatever you say, dude.
Like you know, I'm a big
I feel good
science
about
guy.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
a believer.
Yeah, he is
all
a big
science.
science
You
guy.
can't flip
So-
flop.
He's always said
You're
that.
like a goddamn politician
He's
over
always
here
said that.
flip flopping.
He's a big science guy.
I think there's a lot of cases where the sun is real bad for you, and I don't think there's any that say sunscreen.
I didn't say it wasn't bad for you,
Now,
but hey,
doesn't
out of
Tom-
this aerosol can, let me put this stuff that's going to block the sun. It doesn't matter. I'm right, y'all are wrong. Let's go.
Doesn't Tom Brady believe that you can hydrate through the sun? Like you can just you don't wear sunscreen if you hydrate well enough. I remember that being a storyline a few years ago.
That makes sense to
How about
me.
that?
Okay.
That is
I may have to
inaccurate.
flip flop now. 'Cause Tom was in peak. Tom was elite
TB12.
till he was 45.
TB12.
So,
Tom has
I
great
mean,
skin.
No sunscreen, only water. Look that up. See if I'm making that.
That's
up.
real dumb.
I agree. See, and that's even coming from the My High Man himself. All right, y'all want to talk about Hello Kitty? Because I found this to be shocking. And to be clear, I don't know anything about Hello Kitty. Okay, but this came across my timeline, and I was very, very confused. I don't know what the Hello Kitty company is trying to get at here. Taylor, we ready? All right, here it is. Who is this? This is the Hello Kitty Director of Retail Business Development talking about Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty, a cat. So Hello Kitty is not a cat. She's actually a little girl, born and raised in the suburbs of London. She has a mom and dad and a twin sister, Mimi, who's also her best friend. She enjoys baking cookies and making new friends.
Cinnamon roll? Your cinnamon roll looks kind of like you.
She's kind of a tiny little girl, right? Yeah, she weighs 3 apples and she's 5 apples tall.
And her world is large. She has her own
We're
pet
weighing
cat,
in apples?
Charmy Kitty, a boyfriend, Dear Daniel, and hundreds of other friends.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
she's 5 apples tall, but she only weighs 3 apples.
Yeah, okay, exactly. Thank you, Jake. What is that about? What is she made of paper?
Also,
Like,
what
how
kind
are you
of way
three
is
app-
that
three
to
apples is not
describe how
heavy?
much someone weighs?
Yeah, when is that a measurement?
Hello Kitty.
I would imagine in a cat world.
That'd be like if
that
you
would
came
be
up to me and you'd
acceptable.
be like, how much do you weigh? It'd be like 142 apples.
But like, is this the most clear form of gaslighting that I've ever seen in my entire life?
Also, the name is
She
Hello
has-
Kitty. If it's not a cat, what the hell did you name it Hello
She has-
Kitty for?
She has white fur. Everybody in her family has white fur, whiskers, and cat ears. They're weighing her in apples, and yet you're trying to tell me she's a little girl.
And measuring her in apples.
Well,
It
yeah,
makes
her
no
name's,
sense.
her name's not Zoe. It's literally Hello Kitty.
What are they getting at
They're
here,
all
Hello Kitty?
furries.
Yeah, so everybody just dresses as cats? Everybody dresses as different animals in that world?
Well, I could see a cat costume only weighing 3 apples.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, even you're right. Even
Wait,
like
how
a
are you
cat weighs more
5
than 3
apples
apples.
tall,
Yeah.
but you only weigh 3 apples?
She's made of paper. She's a paper little girl from
Paper.
South London, apparently.
Are we just taking meaning away from everything now?
I guess so.
You're telling me Hello Kitty's not a cat?
No, she's a little girl in South London
That is delusional.
who
South,
To think that
South
that's
London.
a little
yeah,
girl.
I don't know. They said she's from South London.
What
I
does
don't
the
know why.
normal person look like in South London? Do they have whiskers?
I guess I've never been to South London.
Yeah, I guess I can't say then.
Does anybody know?
That's my bad.
Can anybody confirm? Do South Londoners have whiskers? I mean, I know people from the UK are generally pretty pale.
I would agree. Like, she's probably wearing too much sunscreen then.
Yes, if that is her natural skin tone, she's wearing too much sunscreen, and I think her entire family has an unhealthy obsession with cats, like Alondra said, to the point of being furries.
Yeah.
Very parallel to bronies, which I watched a 1.5-hour brony video the other day.
You told me about bronies like a long time ago, and I looked it up, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
All these people need to be arrested.
Why? Just because they want to just look at My Little Pony hentai? Is that weird?
Come on, T-Bob.
Is that odd? I don't know.
Sounds
why.
right up T-Bob's alley.
They just believe in the power of friendship. What do you mean? Yeah. Apparently, the brony craze has kind of died a bit, though. I think it was one of the casualties of COVID, but it had a strong decade there where brony culture was very, very real. It's adult men who started on, it was either like 4chan or something. They started loving My Little Pony ironically. Then they really actually became obsessed with My Little Pony. And there were like huge like brony cons and pony cons where you'd have these massive My Little Pony conventions that went on for a long time and actually had quite the little cottage industry and economy to them. But at least like nobody's telling us that the ponies are humans. Okay. At least there's a little honesty in the brony community, whereas Hello Kitty's just way out of pocket for trying to gaslight us.
Also, does she not know that she's talking to a grown-ass woman and not a kid? To be like, oh, well, Hello Kitty's actually a little girl.
The director of retail business development. Why she's a spokesperson? How does it behoove business development to point out that Hello Kitty's a cat? These are questions we may never have answers to. But I just wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page that Hello Kitty is definitely a cat. We agree?
100.
And we're not going to stand by this. We're not going to stand for this crap.
We're boycotting Hello Kitty?
Yes.
I mean, I was already like kind of boycotting Hello Kitty just because I don't know what the heck it is.
I still don't know what it is. And like I said, I now have 2 pairs of Hello Kitty Crocs floating around my household. How they discovered it, how they liked it so much, why are there Hello Kitty school supplies? I don't.
You have Crocs with just a random little girl on it?
Well, they're not mine. They're my daughter's. But
That's what they all say.
Yeah, exactly. A random little girl.
With
Exactly.
a little girl on there.
Let's go to Jim Harbaugh next. Speaking of gaslighting, Jim Harbaugh proving that he too must have gone to a small private school where drinking was not allowed, as he has really engaged in a tried and true method of trouble evasion. This is something me and my friends are very passionate about in high school, and that is deny till you die, or deny, right? Because we knew if we got called into the office, they were going to try to lie and tell us that one of us had flipped, somebody had snitched. But if everybody denies at every turn, what does that force? It forces the need for proof. And if they have proof, well, you're cooked anyway, right? So you might as well just lie. Here's Jim Harbaugh when asked at a Chargers press conference about the level 1 violation that the NCAA is levying against him.
Yeah, I do have a comment on that. Never lie, never cheat, never steal. I was raised with that lesson. I have raised my family on that lesson. I have preached that lesson to the teams that I've coached. No one's perfect. If you stumble, you apologize, and you make it right. Today, I do not apologize. I did not participate, was not aware, nor complicit in those said allegations. So for me, it's back to work and attacking with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind.
And we just appreciate today, I do not apologize. We talk all the time in PR about how you don't want to do like super declarative statements, right? Where you're like very concrete and you paint yourself into a corner. Jim Harbaugh basically saying like, look, today you don't got me. Okay. So I ain't apologizing yet. You're going to have to work a little harder if you're going to get me to admit to any wrongdoing.
That's my coach.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Hey, dude. He denied. Now, see, that's a great example of eventually the proof comes out and you're cooked, but you were going to be cooked anyway, right? So you push it as far as you can until the said cooking takes place.
I don't see any evidence.
I would just say, like, if kids out there listening, that's not great advice. It's really bad advice.
God, what are you talking about?
From who, Harbaugh or me?
You.
Oh, okay. You know what else this made me think about, though, in reading about all this Michigan stuff? So They're trying to get, and he's no longer there either. They're trying to get DB coach Steve Clinkscale in trouble. They're giving him a level 2 violation for helping a recruit get verified on Instagram and for writing a $100 check to a charity golf tournament that a recruit's father was putting on. The reason why I want to point this out is because in all of our lives, we have jobs, right? And the hope is that you find your job fulfilling and it gives you some sense of self-worth. I find it would be really hard to be fulfilled or have self-worth if my entire job is trying to get someone who literally no longer works in the NCAA that I cannot touch. I'm having to sit there and spend my 8 hours going after Steve Clinkscale in an age when recruits are making millions of dollars to decide where they go to school. You got this guy verified on Instagram, and you gave $100 to charity. Like, I think that is just the height of absurdity. I would feel awful if my job was in the NCAA enforcement.
Are there still recruiting violations?
Apparently they're going after Michigan. They're going after Michigan for it. Kentucky just had to vacate all those wins for people working jobs. By the way, 10-win season gone, Jake. I don't want to bring it up, but they did,
There's like high school kids getting NIL deals now.
Yeah.
So
Like, in Missouri, if you commit to Mizzou, you're eligible to immediately get NIL deals in high school. But did you help that kid get verified on Instagram?
It's true.
Sorry, Steve.
That's my question. Forget about the check. How is helping someone get verified even considered an impermissible benefit at all?
I don't know. And I think it's very sad that someone has to sit out there and try to enforce this. Like you're an adult and you're like, this is my life. I'm sitting here on the computer and I have to go after a DB coach who's in the NFL that I can't even touch right now for doing nothing.
I still can't get over how you, of all people, Hester, we've talked years about Harbaugh's baby cakes,
weak chin,
his weak chin, khaki wearing.
Yeah. What are his baby cakes?
His booty cheeks.
Yeah. Did no booty? Flat booty?
I mean, he's got back hamstring.
Weak cakes.
Back hamstring.
Oh, wow.
No booty.
And all of a sudden, you jump on the train.
You got to.
He did win a natty last year, dude.
So what?
Yeah. He's the coach of the Bolts now. So
he's been to the Super Bowl, been to 2 NFC championships. Yeah. Pretty good coach.
He get on that squat rack?
I don't know. I still think it's missing. It's still in question.
Okay.
You need to get some Windex and go spray it on him. I saw somebody do that to their wife on TikTok, and she's like, "What are you doing?" It says spray on flat surfaces. I was like, "Oh boy, you're done. You're cooked. You're in the doghouse forever now." At this point,
I really like. He's been successful in the NFL before. Well, I mean, when we were playing, he was with the 49ers.
Spin it.
Man, yeah. I wonder how it's going to play out this time. I wonder, after being in college and enthusiasm unknown to mankind. In the NFL, that didn't really play a whole lot. Now, I wasn't there for the 49ers. I don't know if he was the same guy.
He probably was a little bit more reserved.
Yeah. I wonder how much college is going to come out, and guys like Khalil Mack can be like, my enthusiasm's pretty good right now.
I have an interesting anecdote on that. I won't name names, but a very good NFL player who played with Harbaugh all 3 years in San Francisco. I overheard him off the record talking to a journalist at camp years and years ago. And he had just emerged from 3 years of Harbaugh. And that was when they were awesome, right? They went to Super Bowl, 2 NFC championships. And he straight up said, I will never play if that man was my head coach again, I would quit football. So maybe he's learned some things, but I think it got great results. But I think he very much was that grading college type of coach in the NFL. It just they won, right? But look at how he left, right? Clearly to have that much success and have that short of a rope would speak to I'll tell you on the break who it was. Okay. Would speak to
was it Putt?
No. No,
he was in Kansas City when he was there.
Nobody with any LSU ties or anything like that. But yeah, for him to have such a short rope after all this, I think kind of reinforces that maybe he was that psychopath that he actually is. And I don't think he can help it. Maybe he'll be a bit different this time around.
Yeah, he's a psychopath or a sociopath?
Yeah. They went from Singletary to him too. Singletary.
And Singletary was even worse in that regard, right?
He was something.
All right.
They were talented. And he just couldn't get out of his own way.
Yeah, he was a bad coach.
Yeah.
When we get back, let's do a little OTB mailbag. We missed it yesterday. We can do a Flestering edition. Get your questions in the chat. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. You can explore all vehicles right there on the website. You can actually order a custom vehicle with All-Star Toyota Express right there on the website. And you can just go see them off of Airline in Goodwood. Very conveniently located. And remember, the service center is open to all makes and models. So if you have it doesn't matter if you have a Toyota or not, they can handle it. They give you free professional estimate, excellent lines of communication. They got factory parts on site. They got rental cars on site. They got shuttle service on site. They'll drop you off and pick you back up. They're your one-stop car shop in every way you can imagine. So find your next vehicle at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, when you go to the website, you can buy new, you can lease, and you can rent. And the great thing about that is everything's available in all three of those processes. So if you're looking to take a trip to go watch the Tigers play this fall, you need something bigger, maybe something better on gas mileage, whatever. It might be a hybrid. Go ahead and reserve that vehicle today. You can do it on the website, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB.
Those are sick.
Hawks. What are you wearing?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back. Let's do a little OTB mailbag.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for off the bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
All right, let's do a little OTB mailbag. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Why does it take so long for to upload episodes on Spotify?
I don't know.
What episodes?
Okay. This show.
I do them I post them right after the show, so I don't know why it takes long to get on Spotify. I don't work for Spotify.
Boom.
Hashtag OTB mailbag. Anyone in the studio ever own a motorbike? Or still does?
Flynn and I have both had a moped, I believe.
Yeah.
Little scooter.
I think everybody did in college.
Did you?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
I think
Yamaha Zuma. Bought over there at Friendly Yamaha with Will Arnold way back in the day.
Does it have to work?
Hooked it up at cost.
I let Richard Dixon use mine after I graduated, and he parked it and got it towed and never paid to get it out.
Bro, that
same situation for
really?
me.
That same thing happened to me with Mark Schneider.
Yeah.
Yes, and you have no money at the time, and so it's just gone. It's just gone forever.
Yeah. Chad Moody. Shout out Chad Moody.
Oh my God!
Same
so Moody,
situation.
Dixon, and Snyder all cost us our moped. I love that thing too, dude.
I let one person use it when I was in college. Like, hey, let me take it. I got to go to class. All right, take it. Came back, no side mirrors.
All right, we just ran into some stuff, you know. I mean, it was a weird day.
Don't worry about this.
I can take a lot of guesses who that would be.
I've been listening to Hester's show on Sirius, and he's so much better with a competent, mature co-host.
You listened with Bobby and said that?
But it is a great show off campus, Sirius XM84. Check it out every afternoon. Hashtag OTB mailbag is Matt Flynn a carny?
I don't understand the question.
So if you are a Derek Carr supporter, the same way that Tua had Tuanon that fought for him, and Jameis had Jameis one of one, we have started the Carnies, and we deal in facts, Carfax, if you will, and it's if you believe Derek Carr will be a top 12 quarterback this year. Are you a Carney?
No.
What?
The Saints are like the Wisconsin Badgers of the NFL.
That's depressingly accurate.
I would have joined the Jameis one.
Yeah, it was fun.
If I would have,
it was fun.
Guys,
I would have
It
joined
was
the
fun.
Jameis.
We're
It was
doing
fun.
this again.
It was fun. Jameis was fun, if nothing else. Hashtag OTB
I
mailbag.
think David Carr could be a top 17.
Okay, we need top 12 though.
Got to have a good year.
Hashtag OTB mailbag. All-inclusive resort vacation or cruise vacation?
Resort. I don't want to be on a boat where I just can't get
I'm
off.
not a cruiser.
I love cruises.
Nope.
It's the redneck that comes out in me. I love them.
I'm excited to try
just
them out.
Unlimited food.
Yeah, I've never
different
been
activities. Love just sitting outside and looking at nothing but water and
Hey, now.
ocean. What?
Oh, I thought sitting outside looking. I thought you were the water in the ocean. I agree. I enjoy that the most as well.
Nope. Resort. As soon as after all those stories of cruise lines, people pooing in the hallways. Nope, not doing it.
I think the most hellish cruise story.
Yeah, you didn't see
didn't
it?
know.
Yeah. The cruise that like break down, they can't go anywhere, and the water's off, and they just start dumping in the hall.
It seems like there's a lot of different places to dump, like off the boat, but who knows? Who am I?
Or,
Well, you
know,
get that
the-
many people, it's like mob mentality at that point.
I mean, the most hellish cruise story is still that COVID cruise that had to sit off shore for like
Ooh,
30
yeah.
something days.
During COVID, right?
The princess or something
I
like
would
that.
lose my mind.
Yeah.
I think
I love cruises. I know what they are, and I know they're redneck, and I know that they're like
hell yeah.
I just
kind
say
of
that.
a lot
I
of
just
people
don't
kind
poo in the hall.
of put their nose up at them. I love them.
I'm very excited. You know, I'm gonna get my ass on a Disney cruise. At some point
you would
here.
love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a great time.
We had some friends that took a cruise during COVID, and I think they were like, I don't know where they were, Central America or somewhere, where they got off for like a day or two,
Yeah.
you know, and they tested positive for COVID there. They couldn't get back on the boat, and they had to stay in some foreign country in a crappy hotel for 3 weeks.
What a weird time. Hashtag
so
OTB
dumb.
mailbag. What's the worst part about wearing football pads and a helmet? I would say when it's 2-a-days and they're still soaking wet when you put them on for the second practice is something I never want to do again in my life.
So I think that Flynn and I don't want to speak for him, are going to have the same answer. Him and I both suffered from Peyton Manning forehead red mark during training camp. And it was trying to get the helmet conditioned right there in that front pad to not be so tough and hard.
Yeah.
In the first 2 weeks, Flynn and I would always have the old
It was
red
like
patch
swollen,
right
and then like the skin would come out. Like it was like it was like an open wound.
It
where
was.
the
Oh
helmet
man,
was.
I'd have like just bumps on my.
It's like just use the same pad from last year, guys.
We got to recondition the helmets. No, you don't.
Nuh-uh.
I actually
The F
finally
you
got
do.
this one broken in, and you give me a new pad in the forehead.
We all have
Hated
that
it.
now, like that Cro-Magnon thing too, where our foreheads have all been pushed backwards and our brows extend because we wore helmets our whole lives. Did you ever trade football jerseys with anyone?
That wasn't a thing when I was in the NFL.
Yeah, no, I never.
And if we would have done it, I'm just guessing the Bush League Bolts would have probably charged us for the jersey and taxed it.
True.
Swear to God, they would
The
have.
Packers were the worst about year. Like their
We-
equipment
we had to
managers
buy our
would-
helmets if we wanted to.
Oh yeah,
yeah. for
like
sure.
if we wore a pair of Packers shorts, home, they would chase you down the parking lot. They're like,
What?
you can't
What?
take those. You can't take those out.
Oh, okay, that's bad. That's worse
Oh,
than
it's
us.
brutal.
You know, look, small ownership. You know, home. You know,
That's a good
town.
point.
You know, town
Yeah,
owns them. You know. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Do you like ice cream floats? And if so, what's your favorite? I mean, it's obviously a root beer float. Like, what are we talking about?
Come on.
Root
I
beer
will go,
floats are some of the greatest things in the world.
cross top right now and get a root beer float.
God, Taylor, root beer float run.
Root beer float run?
Root beer
We can make
float
it
run.
happen.
Strange
That would
enough,
actually be awesome.
Root beer float was the last float type that I ever tried. My dad used
Really?
to make me Sprite floats.
Weird.
What?
It is kind of weird now looking back on it, but at the time, pretty normal.
I was at the movies the other night, and I thought, I'm making my icy, and generally it's a Coke icy, and I'll mix like some cherry in there, which is, for whatever reason, cherry's normally white. And so I just mindlessly did it. Turns out I put a bunch of Sprite icy in there. And I did not like Sprite icy.
No.
I don't like Sprite icy either.
Why do they even make that?
I don't know.
I'd
I
never
was
even
confused.
seen that before.
I hadn't seen it either. I just did it mindlessly, and then I
ices
noticed
in
like,
Tyler?
it kind of sucks.
Oh yeah, they got
Yeah,
ices.
ices,
in Tyler.
okay.
I mean, they got
Yeah.
ices everywhere, right?
Well, I mean, like some have like Slurpees.
Hey, you got ices from
No.
Tyler?
No.
I guess I'm using those interchangeably. I don't know the difference between a Slurpee and an icy.
No, Slurpee and
Slurpee's
icy is not
7-Eleven.
the same. Yes.
Slurpee's more like
when
a-
I was in California, trust me when I say there was no ices.
Okay, this
There
like
was
a
only
snowball snow
Slurpees.
cone.
Slurpee's
Is that
more
like polar bear?
completely different.
More
No
slushy,
polar bear.
right?
Yes, like
Yeah,
a
it's
slush
all
and not an
different.
icy. So
Okay, look,
opposite. I
I've
can't do
learned
it anymore because
learned
we're
I
on
don't
something.
TV.
I don't even know what the Slurpee logo looks like.
No?
It's,
No.
Isn't it? Oh, no, the icy
You played
is
in
the polar.
California. The Slurpees are everywhere.
Yeah.
I wasn't
I guess you
drinking
didn't
a
go
lot when I was
outside
a
in
professional
Oakland.
athlete. I wasn't drinking a lot of
No.
Slurpees.
Well, maybe that's why I didn't last but 6 years and you got like 10.
I thought they used to call you Slurpee in college. Hashtag OTB mailbag. If Jake doesn't believe in sunscreen, how does he feel about bug spray?
Nah, man, it's soft. No oft.
Just let the
Too
mosquitoes
soft.
bite you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to feel the summer on you, you know?
That's-
Feel
there's
that
no-
sun. Feel the
We
mosquitoes.
are in the same wavelength.
Yeah.
I don't get I get really lucky. Mosquitoes don't really bite me too much.
Yeah, me neither.
I will
They
say
love
that
me.
I try to stick away from a lot of bug repellent. That seems a little aggressive.
Okay, so something that blocks bugs, but not the
It's
sun.
poison.
Not the
It's
sun.
poison.
God.
I will say that bug spray smells poisonous.
It
And it
smells
feels
rough.
disgusting.
Yeah, it doesn't
too.
feel great
Sunscreen
either.
You get that
smells
little
like coconut.
stickiness.
Tacky. Hashtag OTB mailbag.
Sunbum smells amazing.
Sunbum does smell really good. The IRS, T-Bob's going to take all your Disney cruise money. No, that was the trees that decided to fall in my yard the other day. F me. Also not
When it
helping.
rains, it pours.
Yeah, also not helping that I put my foot through my ceiling.
Yeah.
either.
Wait. When
What?
we talked about that the other day, you acted like that was not something that happened to you. You were hypothetical.
What, the foot in the ceiling?
You did that?
No, I did that. I was going to the attic, and 2 minutes before, I was bragging to Caitlin about how I'm like Spider-Man up there. You should see me in this attic. I'm like a beast. I'm like a monkey swinging through the trees. I'm so agile. And then 2 minutes
That's
later, she
brutal.
sees a giant, thick thigh just pop down out of the ceiling.
I was gonna say if it was
Like
The kids thought it was hilarious.
like
I
a
was about to
movie.
say, I'm sorry, but I
Yeah,
would have
like
laughed
Clark
so
Griswold.
hard.
Yeah.
if it was just your foot, it would have been a tiny nail hole. But when your thigh went through there,
That's a big hole.
that's troublesome.
That's a big hole. Ask the bench. Would you guys go to the NFL draft next year if you have access to it?
I've been the last 2 years. Green Bay.
Probably going, Matt.
Seems like a lot of people.
Come on. You can come.
Okay.
It's fun.
Sure.
Hashtag Ask the bench.
You guys show me the ropes.
I'll come for the 7th round.
I've got no idea. We played y'all. Every time I played against y'all, it was at home. Thank God.
How many tier lists did we get done this summer? We did like 3, but we had to call a spade. Guys, tier lists are dead.
I think we did 2.
Yeah.
God, I hate it too. It was so fun at one time.
It was fun at time, but sometimes you just got to accept it, man.
Yeah. And the really good ones were when we stayed here till like 11, kind of arguing about them.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we all have 73 jobs and have to leave after the show.
Life got in the way. What's that from? Life finds a way.
Don't know.
Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Does your vehicle drive better after you wash it?
No.
Wrong, Taylor. You're once again wrong. No surprise. What did Dion say? Look good, feel good, play good.
Well, then
And
I'm
if
on
you
the
play good,
correct
they pay
side of
good.
this. If Dion was on that one,
No.
we're going with me on that one.
He also said don't touch Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, and he's right. Don't touch Travis Hunter. He's your best player.
Stupid.
Yeah, no, look, if you feel confident in your car, you're going to drive it better. So I think it does drive better after a wash.
I wouldn't know.
You don't wash your car? I love a car wash.
I don't believe in it.
Okay, it's a little odd. What do you mean?
Esther doesn't believe in things that are weird.
Yeah, I know. But and again, he does have logic for it, though. It's awful.
Can you
logic,
imagine
but he has logic?
But think how dirty your car is and how
Yeah.
tough that paint is. Like if there's a chemical out there that can clean it.
I don't
how
think,
strong is it?
No, I don't know. See, that's the same bad logic just applied to a hashtag OTB mailbag. Are y'all going to do the hottest Olympians tier list? That's problematic. We can't do that. Although, you make it male, female. Emirati would definitely be up there. Is it weird for Mondo to be the gold medal winner?
We're not going to do it. But if we did, this guy would be at the top.
I mean, but I'm just saying. So Mondo wins the gold medal, but what does that tell everyone? He wasn't big enough to hit the
Got a
pole.
little pee-pee.
Okay,
Right,
have
I
you
mean,
heard,
it's a
have you
tough
heard
look.
about the offer that guy's gotten?
No.
A company called Cam Soda, which
Yeah,
apparently does.
I've never heard of that.
Which apparently does like
Yeah.
cam shows.
Yeah.
Offered him $250,000 to do a cam show.
Okay, might be tempting to a track guy.
Not enough.
Wait, what was his
Might be
name?
tempting to a track guy, dude.
Something what is
Anthony
it?
Amirati, I believe. Maybe. Not like I creeped his Instagram. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Favorite weightlifting exercise? Bench. I used to love bench. I don't do it anymore, but I used to love it. Now
Maybe
I like
unpopular.
a
I
good
think squats.
Yeah, I was about to say I like a good body weight squat nowadays, or maybe like dumbbells body weight.
I like
Might
that. I
be-
like hang clean.
Really?
I love a hang clean.
That's
Love a hang
crazy. I've never heard anybody
I was not great at it.
like hang clean.
I love them because you didn't have
It's a
to
great
necessarily be like strong. You just had to be like have good form and explosive.
Form and yeah.
Quick twitch.
Yeah. I didn't have that.
Like
335 was like the most I ever maximum.
On what?
On hang
Unpopular, but I love a deadlift.
That's a lot.
Deadlifts are.
But like other lifts, I feel like I was much better.
Like
I
the
remember,
strongest I ever
you remember
saw
when
was
Stephen Court got it there first day at LSU, like 400? I was
Yeah.
like, that's never going to be me.
Yeah.
Ever.
That was the most I'd ever seen anyone at LSU. Like him and Peter Dykowski did it, but Peter did it with no form. Peter did it like this.
Yeah, just like
didn't-
country strong, just Canadian country strong. I don't know if he's from the country, but just like Canadian lumberjack strong. I like.
I like all the cleans though. Like I like a power clean. I like a hang clean.
I like a hang
like a
snatch as
good
well.
Yeah,
body
snatch,
weight.
yeah.
Snatch is fun.
Reverse
Yeah.
lunges hit different.
I like a good reverse
Yeah.
body weight lunge. Makes you feel like functional good movement.
Flynn, we played. Will Campbell was squatting like 600 something pounds the other day. It was a great video.
Sure.
And like he's about to do it, he like winks at the camera and just
Pretty
like
alpha.
doom, doom. And we were all like, that's amazing. It's a great video. And I was quickly reminded that whatever weight he was, like 665,
Yeah,
whatever he
something like
had,
that, yeah.
Sean Jordan bench pressed more than that when we were in school. I was like, oh, damn. I kind of forget about that.
How much did he bench?
Over 600. I want to say 610, but Sean, if you're listening, let us know. I'm pretty sure.
I think it was even more than that. I
It
bet
wasn't 5'10".
No, it was
No,
in 6.
Will, because wasn't Arnold pushing 6 for maybe a little bit there too? I'll never forget.
I know it was in
fighting
the
Will
6s
the
because
pool
I was
that day.
like, what are we doing?
Will claims that Jeff Dillman helped him a little bit.
Dillman.
Helped Sean, no, he claimed that he helped Sean Jordan.
I know. I've heard Will talk
sure.
about it.
Oh, yeah.
Because Will was not happy
So
that
what, you
Sean
got
got a
two-
little bit more than him.
All right, when we get back, more Flester. Keep it locked. Thanks for the question, Joe.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Centralplumbing.org is the website. 925-8552 is the number. You call them. You get in touch with them. They come out to your home. And you're dealing with people who are licensed, bonded, and insured. They send you information ahead of time about who's coming to your home. They have flat rate pricing, so no surprise or hidden fees. They have 24/7 emergency service, so they're there when you need them. They have great warranty once the work is done. So you see the peace of mind at every single step along the way. But also, I can't get through a single one of these reads without mentioning the experience, because they've been at it, y'all, for half of a century. Over 50 years now. How do you stand the test of time? Because your customers are consistently satisfied. Go to centralplumbing.org today, centralplumbing.org.
Not only in Central, throughout the Baton Rouge area, the greater Baton Rouge area. Now, they can help you in Central, in Zachary, and Prairieville, Baton Rouge, St. Gabriel. Like, it doesn't matter. We're not just talking to Central. Give them a call today, 225-925-8552.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
We don't even talk anymore.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Hey, big news for Pelicans fans. Although I don't think we're on 100.3 anymore. Is that right? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Big news for Pelicans fans. Bye-bye, Bally, you friggin' nerds. The Pelicans struck a deal with Gray Television yesterday. Gray Television is one of the nation's largest owners of local TV stations. Gone are the days of Bally. In are the games being broadcast for free all over the state, all over the Southeast, in fact. Quote, the agreement with Gray means that the vast majority of the Pelicans' 82 regular season games next season will be available for free in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, Lake Charles, Alexandria, Monroe, in Mississippi. It'll be in Biloxi, Jackson, Hattiesburg, Meridian, and in Alabama, and Mobile. So there you go, boys. We are finally freed from Bally oppression. You can watch all the games. How about this? Just to really reinforce a couple of things, how dumb the Bally deal was. Last year, Fox 8 got like a couple of games, right?
Mm-hmm.
The average of those games, it drew an average of 46,000 households. The average Bally game drew 12.8 thousand. A 260% increase, and it was when it was just on like random nights anyway. Here's what I love, though. Diamond, who owns Bally, they're going bankrupt. They told the Pelicans they were dropping him. Then on Monday, they came back with an offer that was 20% higher than Gray. And the Pelicans said no. They avoided the temptation of the short-term concrete cash for the more long-term benefits that I think probably makes you more money in the end. Anyway, I just think this is awesome news for Pelicans fans. Last year, the Jazz and the Suns made the same switch. Jazz ratings went up 39%, and that's crazy because they're obsessed already. The Suns went up 69%. And by the way, AD and Joel Myers still on the call. Let's go. Let's go. Flock up, boys. All we need is a center, and we ready to roll. Pelicans are 1,000% making the playoffs this year. Mark it. Book it. Taylor, you want to put your nuts on the line?
No, I would appreciate if you'd stop doing that for me. That's the second time in 2 days.
Jake, do you? Come on, bro. Prove your Pelican fanhood. Prove that you've left the Knicks behind.
No, I mean, I don't know where the roster stands.
Roster stands great. We got DeJounte Murray.
No, I mean my roster. I'm the head coach. I'm not the GM, so I can't put those on the line.
What about you, Matt?
Sorry.
Nuts on the line. Pelicans playoff.
What?
He doesn't even watch the NBA.
What did we just talk about, Matt? Do you know at all? Do you have any idea who Bally is? Or
they have a gym, right?
Yeah.
Do they? Yeah. I think so,
That's where it started.
That's where it started. It started as a gym?
Yeah. Wow. Bally's
I always assumed those were two different companies.
I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
I'm excited.
Bally's got casinos, too.
I'm excited
for
the Pelicans fans.
There you go.
I'm excited for them.
There you go. Thank you.
See, that's all we needed. It's
Big
all
time.
we needed.
Yeah.
Very funny that when I've talked so much crap about Bally, and when I got up to Chicago for Stadium, I realized they're Bally. So the people who have been paying me all of last year were the very company that I've been calling rapacious and corrupt and awful the entire time. But that company I was working for is no longer around either. So, Bally sucks.
So you were right.
Yeah, I was right. Flynn completely zoning out. Yeah, I know.
It really feels like it's ESPN, it's a little bit of Fox, and that's kind of it. As far as sports channels that can actually content that can actually just make it. And ESPN still struggles at times for sure, but it is wild. Like, think about how many have failed trying to give themselves over to sports. Now, like NBC has sports, CBS has sports, ABC has sports, but it's not their main thing. It's just something they do as part of what they, put out there on certain days.
Fox seems to have made FS1 viable. They've done a good job of gaining anything on College Game Day is impressive, and with Big Noon Kickoff, they've got themselves a little chunk. It's nice, but yeah, I feel you. I mean, the problem is, again, the problem with Bally was you were trying to charge people $20 a month, which that's a lot when we think about how we think about monthly subscriptions, and it didn't work. It didn't work half the time. So what are you going to do? And the Pelicans aren't that good to make you, hey, you want to pay $20 a month for the Cleveland Browns? No, I don't think I do.
No, you got to pay me $20 to watch Cleveland.
Yeah, so now you don't, though. Now it's free. Shout out. Very exciting stuff here. I think it's going to be on WAFB here.
Didn't even NBC Sports shut down, didn't they? The sports channel?
The Strictly Sports channel, yes.
Yeah, because they do it all on. They still have NBC Sports, but it's on the Pelican.
But now it's on the Pelican. Peacock.
I think though, I will say this. I think that NBC's done a fantastic job with these Olympics.
Yeah, but I think
really great.
So they used to have NBC Sports where they had Premier League games. They had different content. I think Notre Dame might have been on there as well, but it couldn't hold up by itself. And so now NBC just has NBC Sports moments and not just a channel by itself.
All right.
I do have one bone to pick with the Olympics coverage.
You want to pick it on the other side of the break?
Yeah, hell yeah.
There we go. Bone to pick coming up. More OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com. Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction for, you guessed it, all your exterior construction needs. This could be pools, outdoor kitchens, outdoor living areas, fences, bulkheads, pergolas. You want to get some turf installed, something along those lines, they got you. You know, you have your kids grinding parachute poles out there. The bottom line is, though, I really want to push you to the website because the quality of the product, the gallery is going to blow you away. So invest in your home. Make it the home of your dreams. Remember, they build the spaces, you build the memories. Go to pinnacleexteriorconstruction.com or PECbuilt.com.
When you go to PECbuilt.com, you'll see everything that T-Bob's talking about, residential but also commercial. So if you do want some artificial turf at your business, they can certainly come in and they can do that. They can build a fence for your business as well. Residential, if you want a putting green, if you want a place to work out like T-Bob mentioned, they can come in, they can do that. PECbuilt.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Mosco.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet. The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, Matt Flynn, pick your bones.
I don't think I want to anymore.
I hate you so much. Just leave.
I just realized that.
Just get out of here.
This bone's already been picked. Probably a bunch.
Who really cares?
What is it?
Did
Who
you have the
really
Boys to Men CD?
Too?
You're just gonna
so
gonna annoy my OCD by not telling me what the bone to pick is. I mean, I got to know.
What was the best Boys to Men song?
Jake,
the number one, like the intro song.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't even know what the name of it is.
I mean, I believe
it's called Boys to Men.
Water runs dry, bended knee. I'll make love to you. All in that CD, all in the album, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
all bangers,
all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to get done too when you passed it out. I mean, just
bingo,
greatness.
What would you name your R&B song if you made one? I'll name it Flash Flood.
Low Man Wins.
It's actually, I mean, it kind of plays out. You can make a R&B love song from Low Man Wins.
I don't know. No idea. I'm quarterback.
Something hydration.
I don't know.
I mean,
deep ball.
Deep ball's pretty good. 4 verts. 4 verts and a stick route. Flash flood, unexpected chance of wetness.
Wow. Jesus, man. I leave a little to the imagination.
You're right. Maybe like precipitation. Come on. Where's the bone?
Hey, you know what?
Oh my God. We got 30 seconds.
It's the same.
No, we don't
thing.
have a minute.
It's the same thing. Everybody's probably already said. I just don't, listen a ton.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you should even give it. I mean,
it's just a bunch of throughout the day. So
I wish you could see my face right now. If you're listening on radio, I am beyond perturbed at what is going on here.
All right, you turn it on at night.
Yeah.
To sit there with your family and watch some amazing sports.
Yeah,
watch
because they
America,
give you all the highlights.
But
yeah.
you turn it on a little bit early, and the nightly news tells you all the winners.
Oh. That is so stupid, actually. Yeah, just wait till prime time in Paris starts.
Yeah.
Just wait.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to turn it on and watch the local news. No kid wants to watch
notifications from Time Magazine, ESPN,
that's kind
everybody else telling me that Simone Biles won.
That's kind of
I want to watch it.
Okay, that's kind of fair. All right, drinkmyhigh.com, drinkmyhigh.com. Thank you, Matt Flynn. We'll see you next week. More
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Rejuve Me Medical, restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. You go to rejuvememedical.com and you can, kind of explore what they have to offer, how they can help you, understand that whether you're male, female, 20, 30, 40, 50, that look, aging happens to us all at different rates. All of our bodies are different. And that's why what I love is you go to Rejuve Me and you get your labs drawn for free, part of the free consultation. And then that is where they use all the information therein to customize a plan for you. So fight the untreated effects of aging. Be your best self with Rejuve Me Medical, rejuvememedical.com.
Start your journey today with Rejuve Me Medical. You can go to the website. You can find a different list of conditions that they treat. And maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't see it because you don't know what's going on. They can get to the bottom of it over at Rejuve Me. Remember, new locations throughout Louisiana, also now in Mississippi, rejuvememedical.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Performing is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Wednesday, August 7th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 100. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll talk about a big-time free agent visiting the New Orleans Saints, and Roman Harper put out his top 10 SEC QBs of the last decade. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, guys? Hour number 3 of OTB underway. What's happening? Fun hour of blustering right there.
Can we change that generic beat?
I think we're changing up everything.
Yeah, and I sent them one. I asked. They're different, the ones that I already got, but I asked for an extra one and had it
I have full belief in you. Oh, my God. I knew it.
I asked them to do
I knew it.
Along your nose?
Along your nose.
We're going to start it in a couple weeks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you mention potentially doing Bridge of Khazad-dûm?
No. Don't listen to what he's saying. You have a skill set. You're like Liam Neeson in Taken. You know what you're doing.
What if the hour started and it was like, ba, 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 ba. You tell me when to get fired up?
Nope. Not like I went to Sabotage.
Why? Just because it was in...
I mean, it's a great song.
It's a fantastic song. Beastie Boys.
Sabotage just gets you
still
super
play.
lit.
Just because it was in
And so I did it
Star
for the
Trek,
third hour.
Did J.J. Abrams Star Trek preview? That was tight. Is that why you like it so much?
I did it for the third hour so we can hype up in the third hour.
Yeah. You got to get a little juice. You know, the first 2 hours.
Today's been a fun show.
You get through it. In the third hour, you're like, what do I need? I need Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Beastie Boys.
And I did send a correction for them to say day. I think they thought I typoed it.
No, yeah, it makes
it's like
sense.
no.
I was like, no,
we
it's
need
supposed
2
to say
days.
day.
It's the Tay-Tay NFL story of the day.
Mhm.
We have Bebe
Yeah.
Lee, the intern, back in the building. Today's her
Tay-Tay and Bebe.
last day. Bailey, have you learned anything while being a part of Off the Bench here? Have you learned anything functional?
Sure.
Name one thing.
Sure.
I can't.
Okay, exactly. Yeah, there we go. See, guys, that's how you train the youth. That's how you train the next generation, by teaching them that you really don't have to know anything. You just kind of learn on the job anyway.
But she's had fun along the way.
I guess so.
I
Sometimes
have.
it looks like
Yeah,
she's having
thank
fun.
you.
Most of the time,
Yes.
it looks like she's just scrolling TikTok. But I'm sure, I'm sure we've had some laughs. Certainly, we've had some good times.
I mean, the first words she had on this show were something
That's
we'll
true.
remember forever.
That very true. Very true. Came out the gates cursing in classic OTB fashion.
Yes.
What about have we had any movement on the college front, Bailey? We still feeling a little UConn?
Yeah.
Okay. When are we visiting UT Austin?
I'm doing a virtual tour today.
Okay.
Because like all their tours are booked.
Oh, wow.
It's probably the best way to visit Austin, anyways, virtually.
Hell yeah. We finally agree on something, Tay-Tay. There
Austin's
we
great.
go.
It used to be. I don't know if it still is. Last time I went.
Yeah, Austin's great if you're a liberal, hippie communist. Okay? Which I am not.
I mean,
I'm a red-blooded American man. Okay?
But shout out North Korea.
What?
Or no, South Korea. Wait.
It's not North
Hold
Korea.
on, though.
I don't think anybody has ever uttered
No.
shout out North Korea.
You were shouting out South Korea, first of all.
Not good.
No.
Not good. That is a
Genuine question, though. Are
Freudian
they?
slip of epic proportion.
I know. Genuine question, though. Are they
Yeah.
even allowed to be in the Olympics or no?
No, North Korea. No, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
No,
But
they
like
are.
their
Are they?
choice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are
yeah,
they
I know
in
that.
the
Because
Olympics?
I'm pretty sure there was a selfie South Korea was taking.
Oh, there was with North
Korea.
Korean athletes. You're right. I saw that as well.
That's crazy.
That's my bad.
No,
I
I
just
just you
figured
shouted out South Korea.
I just figured that North Korea had their own Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Where they declare themselves world champions and all the citizens believe
They
it.
just
North
compete
Korea
in like
and Russian
weird things like stick fighting, who
athletes.
can throw their smoke bomb the longest,
Well, no,
that
like,
type of thing.
I just figured that they
Yeah.
like do whatever competitions, but that Kim Jong like wins them all. But then they're
Yeah.
like, or he would win them, but he chose not to compete, so he didn't go gold everything. So here we'll actually have a competition. I do know that South Korea has the best internet in the world.
Why and how do you know that?
I think just through maybe like video games and StarCraft. They just have, I don't know. South Korea's got the best internet in the world.
The sites that T-Bob has to get on, he has to use a lot of VPN,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
he's probably picked it up from that way, like back channels and such.
I don't think that VPNs work like that. Like, I don't think you get the speed of the South Korean internet, even if it says that your ISP is coming from Korea, but I could be wrong there. Probably not, though. Shout out North Korea, though, I guess, Alondra.
Yeah, that's my bad.
So
I got that T-Bob geography.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. I mean, isn't it crazy that Seoul is like right there on the border, though? It'd be kind of terrifying.
It's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah, like
Right
people
there.
go to that. What is it? The
Or
DMZ?
the
Yeah.
demilitarized zone.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when I was.
And they're like, ooh, like
visiting-
putting their little toe over.
Okay, how about this? To prove my red-blooded conservative Americanness, when I was visiting
That's what
Cal,
everybody knows you to be.
Yeah.
I was visiting Cal back in the day with my sister, and you know
Hard
what
right.
me and her boyfriend did? This was at the time they were trying to build a new football facility that was going to require tearing down some trees, and a bunch of hippies had started living in the trees, and we got drunk and we went and yelled at them. How about that? Y'all never shouted down a liberal protest at Berkeley, have you?
Not at Berkeley, no.
So I don't want to hear it.
Not at Berkeley.
Get out the trees, you bums!
So
We're trying to play football. Come on!
I'm proud of you. You being at Berkeley in the first place does kind of
My
bring it
sister went to
down,
Berkeley. My sister went to
but
Berkeley.
I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
This is the
Fighting
most
the good fight
This is the most I've ever respected you.
on the front lines. On the front lines.
Why Berkeley?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because
good school,
Gotta be
good
smart,
academic school.
yeah.
I didn't know if there was a certain reason because Cammie grew up in New Orleans or Atlanta.
Yeah, they always wanted to go to California. Both my sisters ended up in Cali. They just had they felt that pull out west, and my mom's did. So something about the West Coast just appealed.
Did Ryan go to school?
The families in my families.
Or she just moved out there?
Yeah, she went to UC Santa Barbara.
Oh, the UC Santa Barbara here is fantastic.
Yeah,
Gauchos, right?
I believe so.
Because Irvine is the Anteaters.
Also, one of my sisters went to Santa Monica Community College, and never forget, Santa Monica Community College had Steve Smith and Chad Ochocinco at the same time as wide receivers on their football team. 2 literal NFL Hall of Fame wide receivers at Santa Monica Community College at the same time. That had to be a sight.
I wonder who the quarterback would have been.
I don't know.
Imagine being a
surely he looked
DB,
good.
just showing up day one. You're like, we'll see how we do, and then you just toasted.
You're a DB. I mean, even worse is being a wide receiver. Being like, I love football, man. I know we don't do scholarship, but like, I'm gonna try. I want to keep playing. You're like a small private school kid, and you're like, yeah, I guess I'll go community college. That'll be awesome. No, Ochocinco and Steve Smith are there. And they're probably going to beat you up because Steve Smith is a badass. Roman Harper put out his top 10 SEC quarterbacks of the last 10 years. And the list is such. At number 10, Mac Jones. Number 9, Hendon Hooker. Number 8, Jake Fromm. Was Jake Fromm good?
Yeah. Yeah, and he was 4-year starter. So,
Really?
Yeah. Well, remember his first start was their starter got hurt. He went to Notre Dame as a true freshman and won that game.
Huh. I always think about Jake Fromm being kind of a non-entity for some reason. Is he still in the NFL?
No, he works at State Farm.
No, he's still in the NFL. He was last year. I'm sure he's in camp this year somewhere.
Okay. So do we agree though that Hendon Hooker and Jake Fromm should be above Mac Jones?
I don't, but
Mac had a pretty crazy year. I mean, I don't, I'm not a Mac Jones fan. I do like that he had such a bad body and he did so well, but
definitely a BBG.
But I mean, maybe like flip. At
Hendon
least
Hooker
put Jake
was
Fromm at
really,
10, right? Because I would be fine with Hendon Hooker being
Fromm
ahead of
took him to a
Jones.
playoff. But
yeah, I would actually flip it because Fromm was the 4-year starter. I'd have Mac over Hendon Hooker because
Hendon Hooker was so good.
He was great, but he didn't play that much. He didn't win the Heisman. Probably would have if he didn't get hurt and didn't win a Natty. I mean, he's kind of got to be last.
Jalen Hurts at 7, absolutely. I mean, he's great. You can put him almost anywhere on this list. Stetson Bennett.
Wait, what? Who?
Stetson Bennett at 6, which, again, look, championships matter, but big games matter. And the thing about Stetson Bennett is, and this is what Georgia's missing, and we'll see if Carson Beck can change that this year, but Bennett's ability to just up his level of play in semifinals or college football championships was unbelievable. Because he'd be like a pretty good quarterback all year long, solid, but nothing exorbitant. But his playoff numbers were unreal, and it's one of the reasons why Georgia won those championships that they did. Bryce Young at 5. Are we dealing with a little crimson bias here? Oh, sorry, bias.
I mean, he won the Heisman.
He did win the Heisman.
I mean, I know he didn't win a national championship, but that year he had his sophomore year, it's pretty special.
It was. Dak Prescott at 4. Surprise.
2014, he was a dog.
He was.
No pun intended.
I mean, if y'all go watch the video, like Roman pointed out, he's like, he made Mississippi State relevant. Like they were number 1 in the country for a long time.
First
in the
ever
playoff
CFP ranking was Mississippi State number 1.
Never forget. What a heady time. Tua Tagovailoa at 3. I mean, yeah, you got to remember Tua was such a, like, I don't know. It feels like with maybe time, it feels like maybe it's gone down a little bit, but he was just such a force at the time. It was Alabama evolving to a point that we'd never seen before. Him coming in freshman year in that impossible situation and just having the nuts to say, F it, I'm going deep. Winning the game, winning the Natty, fulfilling the epic battle with him and Burrow. Injuries kind of affected him down the road, but he played through them in a very tough way as well. I mean, who remembers? I mean, him coming back from the tightrope in the manner that he did.
Oh, God,
his hip
how
all
much
screwed
did
up.
we say tightrope when
Well, it
he
was
went
pretty
down.
crazy, right?
I know,
it was, yeah.
but gosh, I just remember tightrope.
A lot of tightrope. About as much as like Twister said tornadoes.
Which seems like a lot.
It was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah, I mean, look, if we're going to put Bryce Young at 5, that's the way to justify Jaden Daniels at 2, right?
Yeah.
Because no championship, but just an overwhelming year of football. And look, his first year at LSU, good from a wins perspective. Beats Alabama, wins the West. But again, last year, just one of the most statistically insane seasons you've ever seen. Like we said, really better than any Heisman winner since 1973. So Jaden Daniels 2, and then Joe Burrow number 1 on the list. Because of course Joe Burrow's number 1 on the list. It does beg the question, though, or it's reason for a moment of reflection to think back. If you would have told an LSU fan a decade ago, you will have the 2 best quarterbacks in this conference over the next 10 years. Like nobody would have ever believed
when you were living with Anthony Jennings,
yes,
and Brandon Harris,
yes,
as your quarterbacks.
I mean, I guess for the timing, it would have been what? Etling, right? Who's right before Burrow? Etling?
Etling was right before.
Yeah.
He was 16 and 17.
Yes.
Burrow was 18.
So Etling coming off of that 2,500-yard season with 16 tuds and 4 picks.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me that you're going to have 2 Heisman-winning quarterbacks and the best 2 in the next decade. That's crazy to think about. No pressure, Nuss. It's a lot to live up to. But if you do, all of a sudden, LSU's kind of QBU. Joe Sloan's a whisperer. And then you got Bryce Underwood coming here. I mean, maybe it's Colin Hurley. There's a bunch of guys there. Taylor, did you see anything or have you heard anything out of the backup quarterbacks that have helped you form any opinions on that race?
AJ Swan looks really good at practice. He slimmed down
Very
a lot. Ricky Collins had a nice day yesterday. It's probably the best day he's had. I think it's AJ Swan experience-wise. I mean, that's why you bring that kind of guy in, right? Because what did Kelly say? Oh, well, we feel good about Nuss. That's why we didn't bring in a guy to be the starter. Like, I want him as my starting quarterback. You still brought in A.J. Swan, who's a multi-year SEC starter,
a great
to
backup.
be that insurance policy, and he looks good. I mean, he looks like you're like, oh, if he's got to come in for a drive or so, you'd probably be comfortable with it.
I wonder how many do you think A.J. Swan's getting paid more than he was at Vanderbilt? Because there is value in paying for a quality backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Right? So you're not forced immediately to a Ricky Collins or a Colin Hurley or somebody who it's just going to be overawed. Like you got a guy, you went out and got a guy who has started a ton of SEC games and had success at times.
It's what's the market look like for a backup quarterback at a prime program.
He left playing time for no playing time. And we know, like in the NFL, a great backup gets paid. Chase Daniel, Charlie Whitehurst. There's real value there. So I wonder. That's interesting to think about. I wonder if he's actually making more as a backup than he was.
Probably because, honestly, does Vandy actually pay their football players?
No, and why else would he leave, right?
Yeah,
I mean, why would you be tempted?
Yeah, because he'd have a chance to play there without injury. Here, it would be probably with injury.
You want to hear what BK had to say about Swan and
Yes.
Collins?
Yes, I do. Okay. Thank you, Alondra. Very good call. Thank you. I do.
Really developing the number 2 quarterback. There's another area that you really should pay attention to. I mean, there's a battle going on there right now for that number 2 position. AJ and Ricky are battling that out right now. They're going to play a lot on Saturday, and that's a pretty good battle right now. So getting that one to kind of come together as well will be another thing. But that's what I like on the offense right now.
Critical piece. I mean, more often than not, the backup's got to shine in one moment or another, right? So I'll be interested to see certainly Coach Kelly very directly tell us, hey, guys, you need to be paying attention to this because this is a piece of being a successful team. Let's do one more Brian Kelly here, and it is we talked about Joe Sloan just now. Did we play the clip early? No, we didn't have time. So here is Brian Kelly on what Joe Sloan has done well since taking over.
The first thing about being an offensive coordinator is making sure that your staff is weighing in on the things that are most important with their groups. And I think he's done a great job of bringing consensus into the room and getting great feedback from, Brad Davis and Cortez and Frank Wilson and Nagel. I mean, all these guys are, Nagel's the offensive coordinator, Frank's the head coach, Brad's been an interim head coach, but established offensive line coach. I mean, so you have a lot of veteran coaches that he's brought into the fold. It's not walk in the room and it's my way, but he's been a leader too. Like, this is the way coach has asked me to put together our offensive structure, and here's how we're going to go about it. But bring everybody with him. I think he's done a really good job with that.
So the early returns from Sloan sounding pretty positive there in terms of, working. It is interesting, though, how he is kind of painted as they're not really making any bones about it as him being like kind of the main OC, even though Cortez and him have co-OC titles. But again, it takes teamwork to put together any plan. Like we said earlier when we were talking about the passing of Coach Cragthorpe, like he played a much more pivotal role in that 2011 offense than even I realized as somebody who was in that offense. And then here is Brian Kelly, what he expects out of Joe Sloan on game day.
What I'm looking for on game day is certainly let us be who we are, right? I mean, play to our strengths. I think that's really important. This is not about, statistically, what do we look like? This is about how do you win games and complementing our defense. And, if our defense needs to get off the field, how do we get them off the field, And I think a great offensive coordinator has an understanding that it's not about how many points I score, it's about how do we win the game. And I think Joe is in that mindset of understanding that the offensive coordinator is still about how do we help this team win games. And I'm excited about watching that.
Kind of goes to what we were talking about the other day, Jake, about who were we talking about? Like Heupel, right? Like the offense is not gimmicky. It's a heavy rushing attack with these wide flanking bombastic passing attack. But the speed of it does make it lack a bit of game control at time. And right there, Brian Kelly telling you that no, they're going to value game control and things like being cognizant of, okay, the defense might need a little bit of an extended drive here so they can catch their breath. So again, just a little element that we don't often think about when it comes to being an OC.
Man, I will never forget being on the sidelines. I believe it was at Vanderbilt when LSU went from what they did in 2018 to 2019. In 2019, we know that, it was a faster paced offense. They scored so fast and they'd have like 1-2 play drives, and not just from like the red area, like they'd go 75 yards in 2-3 plays. And I'll never forget, like, Dave Aranda trying to make an adjustment on the sideline. And I think Vanderbilt hit him with, like, a big rush, like, to start the game. I forget who the running back was for Vanderbilt, but he was trying to make an adjustment. And when he opens the pin up to go to the board to make the adjustment, LSU had scored. And he didn't even have time to make the adjustment. And they hadn't adjusted yet to how fast the offense was scoring and going because they were so used to what it had always been at LSU. And he just like is shaking his head. It's like, I don't know, guys, go out. We don't even have time to make an adjustment. So there is something to that. Now, you're going to go score if you can, but there is an adjustment period where you have to be matched up with your offense. Same for the offense to the defense.
Coming up next here in OTB, some big Saints news, a big free agent, big catch in town. We'll break it down next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Say, fellas, listen up. Did you just get engaged? First off, congratulations. That's awesome. Take it from an old vet of the marriage and relationship game. I'm going to give you some excellent, I'm going to give you a little in here, right? To get some brownie points with your wife. What do a lot of your partners want from you, okay? They want to know that you're engaged and that you give a damn. You know what a great way to do that is? By just being like, hey, guess what, baby? I think I've been looking and I think there's a couple venues we should check out. Bam! You care, you're thoughtful, you're sincere, and I'm going to hook you up with a great venue. And that's Oak Park Events. OakParkEvents.com. Park is P-A-R-C. It's actually two different venues. They have Oak Lodge, they have Park 73, and over 20 years, they provided turnkey service. Includes food, excellent service, personalized ambiance. Oak Lodge has this New Orleans charm to it. Park 73 is more wide open. If that's what you're into, either way, go to OakParkEvents.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local.
You don't understand. So make the people say yeah, yeah. I can put you in a log cabin somewhere in Aspen. Girl, ain't nothing to the pain, ain't
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
we can change the last name. What's happening? Cause you look so good. Tell me why you wanna work here. I put you on the front page of a King magazine, but you gon' get yourself hurt here. Hey, baby, I brought you in the back just to have a conversation. Really think you need some ventilation. Let's talk about you.
Did I miss the Wisconsin?
You didn't know Mansion in Wisconsin rhyme, did you?
It was like the second verse.
What is she interviewing for? What job?
I'm going to assume either a bartender or a stripper, just based off of past T-Pain songs, but I don't know for a fact.
Kind of, to be honest, kind of thinking the same.
Girl in the song? No, secretary. She's T-Pain's secretary.
Maybe she's going to be a stenographer.
Maybe.
Could be.
Maybe as a doctor.
Maybe a realtor trying to sell a mansion in Wisconsin.
True.
I feel like being a stenographer is pretty wild to be able to type out. Now I know you do a shorthand and there's like a crazy
there's
system
like
to
code.
it.
Yeah.
I've watched videos on it and I cannot wrap my head around it, but that'd be pretty crazy.
Wait, You're watching YouTube videos on stenography?
I've fallen into a lot of weird YouTube holes in my day, for sure. I told you yesterday I discovered Andy Anderson, a brand new skateboarder I'd never heard of. It just has this incredible
like skateboarding kind of.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool styles.
But stenography? Like I've fallen into some rabbit holes too, but never stenography.
Look, man, the world is a very interesting place.
It is.
All
I agree.
There, on it's like yesterday I kept watching that old Sears commercial from the 90s. You'll call today. Look up 90s Sears commercial for me, Taylor. I'm about to hit y'all all, maybe not the young guns back there, but I'm going to hit most of y'all listening with a little shot of nostalgia here.
When's Justin coming into this song?
It's Lil Wayne.
Justin's on it too, though.
Oh. This one just says featuring Lil Wayne.
I mean, everything.
I'm going to the,
Lil Wayne
okay,
during that time.
let's see. I can
All right.
put you in a log cabin somewhere in Aspen.
That's JT.
But I'm trying to see, like, where
here he
she's trying to work at.
Nope. See, Wayne's doing this.
21,
Okay, maybe
T-Bub.
there's different versions of this song. I tell you what. Okay. All right. There's a T-Pain and there's a Justin Timberlake. And okay. Sorry.
If you go on YouTube and you look up You'll Call Today Sears, I think that should get you where you want to be.
I mean, I have 90 Sears commercials. I just want to know which one you want.
That's what I'm saying. The one, if you maybe search You'll Call Today, it had like over 1 million views when I watched it yesterday. If you can hurry up and get it, Taylor, then we can do Saints. You know, okay, I'm going to do it live, and while you're doing that, you find it for me, okay? Go to Aggitemp in Baton Rouge, AggiTempBR.com, AggiTempBR.com. For all your AC, heating, and electrical needs, you want to go to Aggitemp. They give you service to the highest degree. It's not just lip service, guys. It's legitimate. Again, you know, for me personally, I always tell a story about my wife using them, having no idea we did commercials for them, and being like, you know, just I'd call her after show like I do every day to see, well, you know, how the morning. She's like, that was the best customer service I've ever gotten, and that's what you get. And it's kind of their core mission statement, that service to the highest degree. So take control of your comfort zone today. Maybe explore things like the Star Club membership while you're in there. Maybe if you want a whole home generator, you've been on the fence about it, you finally want to make it happen. Well, guess what? They come out to your home. They give you that free estimate. They tell you how everything would work. You can schedule online at AggiTempBR.com or call them up. Go to Aggitemp of Baton Rouge. Aggitemp of Baton Rouge. Got it? All right. Play the Jake. Tell me if you remember this commercial.
Not live another day without air conditioning.
Says tomorrow's gonna be hotter.
Hotter?
Like yesterday.
Yesterday. Yesterday you said you'd call Sears.
I'll call today.
You call now.
I'll call now.
Now's the time to save on Sears installed central air conditioning. Get 0% finance charge, no billing, and no payments until August with the Sears Charge Home Improvement Plan. Call now for a free in-home estimate on a Kenmore air conditioning system. State-of-the-art engineering means greater energy efficiency. A new Kenmore could save 10 to 44% on your annual cooling costs. In time, even pay for itself. Sears also offers fast emergency installation, a 5-year warranty on parts and labor, plus our satisfaction guarantee. And you know Sears will be there to back it up. Get 0% finance charge, no billing, no payments until August. Offer ends May 31st, so call now and save with Sears.
So what's the paper say about tomorrow?
Another scorcher.
Cool. Does anybody remember that? Do you remember that?
No.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember
God, that.
Okay.
The amount of brain space that commercial takes up my brain, I cannot tell you.
I think they ran that You'll Call Now thing for a while because I remember a commercial with the guy saying that, but it ain't that one.
Okay. I was
so
gonna
like
say,
they may have
maybe
done
it was
that.
just like heavy in the Cartoon Network, time or something. But like I swear to God, I've seen that commercial. Yeah, you'll call now, and there's like,
I'll call now.
I'll call now. Another scorcher.
I will say that, like, I got made fun of for saying that it was a scorcher outside. They're like, that is an old man saying, and I'm like, it's a scorcher.
That would support that.
Yeah, we kind of support that.
What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? It is a scorcher.
That's weird.
Those are the days couples actually talking to each other, not just sitting on their cell phones. Well, the guy was on the paper.
Yeah.
Like she literally had to like push the paper out of his face.
Also, it was a commercial, so they were paid to talk to each other.
Also, I think, is it a little bad? Maybe, but I have a lot of fun with my wife showing each other memes in bed. You know?
Yeah.
I think it's very fun.
Daniel said OTB chat member complains about midstream ads. OTB plays a 15-year-old ad during their segment. It's not even 15. That's like 35.
Yeah, that's up near 30, 35 for sure. And we didn't even talk about the Saints. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to break.
What are we talking about, Saints?
Then the massive free agent visit.
That could be Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day. Dave.
Potentially huge
Very
news.
much could.
Coming up next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge is your one-stop vehicular shop, y'all. Look, maybe you want a minivan like Tortosina. You got a growing family. I cannot recommend them enough. The hybrid especially, you save money, but you still have gas. You don't have to worry about any charging nightmares. It's really, really great, y'all. But maybe you want like a big old truck. Well, the Tundra really speaks for itself. Maybe you want a luxury SUV. Well, the Sequoia's great as well. RAV4, Highlander, it's all there. Camry, at least Camry for 3 years, and it was great. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com. We're not going to play any DA sound, guys. Relax.
Sure?
Yes. No DA sound, I promise.
All right, good. We're also sure about, no, you don't. They have plenty of vehicles over at All-Star. They have midsize SUVs, full-size SUV, van, multiple trucks, multiple hybrids, multiple sedans, multiple really everything over at All-Star. You can check it out online to buy new, to lease, or to rent at All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing
Lucy Lou, with my girl Drew. Can't
Cameron D and Destiny. Charlie's Angels, come on.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
And y'all, welcome back. OTB. And it's time for Tay-Tay's NFL Story of the Day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL Story of the Day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
Hit us with it, Taylor.
Yeah, the Saints are. I'm kidding. We're not doing Saints for NFL Story
What?
today, guys.
Whoa! Why? We've set it up.
What are we
going
to put on YouTube?
Yeah, the tubers.
Do it after this, guys.
Oh my
We're
God.
okay.
We don't have any
After
more
we got
segments.
Go.
Ask the Bench.
Go. I
meant
can't
like
wait to
after-
see what story you're about to tell us. Go.
Sadiq Charles retired from the NFL
Okay,
unexpectedly
yeah,
that's
yesterday.
actually going.
He was
Okay,
actually
yeah.
the starter
Nice job,
going into the Titans camp.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he was repping with the ones. He came and told Coach Brian Callahan that was it. He's on the reserve retired list. Callahan did say yesterday though that he had missed the last several practices with personal reasons. They're not sure
Damn.
what that is, whether it's health related, whether something's going on in his personal life. But Sadiq Charles done after 4 seasons. Played in 35 games over the 4 years
Damn.
with 19 starts. But that's it for our guy.
It's a brutal game, man.
It is.
And when you know, you know. Jake talks about it all the time. I guess he just knew. That's a huge bummer. Well, it's a huge bummer if he arrived at it in a bad place, right? If he arrived at it clear-headed and just was like, "This is me," then that's okay. But certainly hope all is well with Sadiq.
Hey, you know what's not a bummer? Justin Simmons visiting the Saints.
Hey.
Yeah. So in New Orleans Saints news, former All-Pro Denver Broncos safety Justin Simmons is visiting the New Orleans Saints. Now, interestingly, there's a lot of connective tissue here. Justin Simmons played with the Broncos for 8 seasons. In the 8 years, he had 30 picks. He led the league in 22 with 6 picks. He has 64 passes, defense, 4.5 sacks, 600 tackles over that time. Justin Simmons was coached by current Saints defensive coordinator Joe Woods. When he was drafted in 2016, Joe Woods was the DB coach for the Broncos. That was for 2 years. Then he played for Marcus Robertson, who was the Broncos DB coach. Where's Marcus Robertson now? He is the Saints' current defensive backs coach. So not one but 2 of his former DB coaches here on staff in New Orleans. He's probably the biggest free agent name left out there. Right now, you got Tyrann Mathieu starting alongside Jordan Howden. You would feel like Justin Simmons and Tyrann Mathieu would be a much more intriguing combination. It makes you better immediately, potentially. And because this is Dennis Allen's kind of have to go for a year, I mean, surely he's advocating for this move. I guess it's, can you make it work financially? I can't help but feel, though, Jake, help me out. I'm not getting Jarris Birded again, am I? Because
like
that kind of scarred me.
I do like how you use that as a verb. No, I hate to besmirch NFL players because if you make it to that level, you are really, really good. But I never understood, because I played against Bird when he was with the Bills, and when that contract happened, I was shocked. I was shocked that somebody gave him the amount of money that they did.
Which outside looking in was not shocking because he had stupid stats and was like and was like all pro and everything.
Yes, but sometimes that happens. Just playing against him a couple of different times, I was surprised that they gave him that deal. Justin Simmons, to me, is a better player than Bird was. Last year was certainly not his best year, but he wasn't awful by any means. I mean, he graded out, I think, somewhere in the low 70s. And so there was, still a player that has, I think, a couple of years left at high level. Going back to 2022, he was really good. So it hasn't been a drop off of like 2 or 3 seasons. I think it was just last year he did take a step back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players in the Broncos that kind of took a step back.
Yeah, because Sean Payton sucks.
Take that, nerd. So I still think Justin Simmons can be a very good player in the NFL. Do you want to sign him potentially? Maybe Jordan Howden is not quite ready to be the full-time starter at safety.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to get another veteran player in there to kind of have a rotation of safeties. I don't know. I mean, Tyrann played well last year, But if it's a player that you can add this late in the camp and on the cheap, because maybe Justin Simmons is like, man, I thought I was going to get this. I haven't been offered that, but I'll go there. Okay, I'll take a smaller deal. Maybe my playing time there will be better than it will somewhere else. And so for him, he doesn't have a lot of leverage. And for the Saints, it's kind of a no-risk type situation if you feel like you need to pair him with Jordan Howden.
I think that's all very well said and broken down in terms of the dynamics at play and Simmons' leverage. And
he played 996 snaps last year.
Yeah, I think this is a classic situation where it's very easy to sit on this side and just say, hell yeah, do it, right? I don't know what Simmons is asking for. I don't know how the Saints feel they can make it work with their cap. Remember, the Saints are kind of in a reset period cap-wise where they're trying to maybe avoid some of the tactics that got them here in the first place where they continuously kick the can down the road to win in the short term. Unfortunately, the short term hasn't worked out recently, so it kind of felt like they were finally hitting reset this year. Do you put that at risk if you sign Simmons to a big deal? I'm not sure. I do know this, though. I think we can unequivocally say that it makes you a better team. Would you all agree with that?
Yeah, I don't think it certainly doesn't make you a worse team. And I'll say this about him. Last year, I believe he was dealing with some injuries, but played through those, as I mentioned, almost 1,000 snaps. And he graded out for him. His highest graded weeks were week 10, 11, 15, 16, and 17. So you saw him get healthy. Yep. You saw him get back to the player that he could be. So at the end of the season, I mean, he graded out as a total grade 85, 76, 75 in the final 3 games of the season.
So what you're telling me is he mirrors Derek Carr in the final 6 games for this New Orleans Saints offense. I'm glad you brought that up, Jake. It's a very salient point, right? Ending last season with a little bit of momentum behind you and how you can launch that forward into a new season of success.
My bad, guys.
I had not considered that. Put in the Carfax, guys. Put in the Carfax. Jake just confirmed that a positive end of the year can launch you into next season. So Saints fans, look, well, as always, like, you know, you'll hear the news on 104.5 ESPN if it becomes official, but kind of sit around with your fingers crossed today. I wonder, is this a case where if he gets out of town, he's not signing, or because he's waited so long, could he still sign even if he leaves, do you think?
Probably would do it in the building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be surprised.
So they already have an offer made up and everything then by this point in the process.
They have an idea. Okay. If you bring a vet in like this, it's not like you're bringing in, you know, a second-year player. You're not.
Does he do a
tryout? Some teams still make you do it.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Now
it's a lot of money, I'm sure.
It's so weird. It is so weird to go on these free agent visits. I remember going. I'm going into year, I think maybe year 6. I don't know. Maybe it was 5. And I go to Tampa Bay, and I go for a free agent visit, and I think it was me and Carl Nix. And
Beast.
Yeah, I mean, he was. He made multiple Pro Bowls, and they were like, he had to work out.
Yeah, and then they ruined his career with staph infection in their dirty locker rooms.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there like, hold on, like you got 5 years of NFL tape, and you want me to run the 40?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
The 40's pretty dumb. Like I could see drills, but the 40's pretty stupid.
Like, even drills, like I played in the preseason 2 weeks ago. Like, do you need to see me go through these cones? I don't really understand this. And look, my guy, Mark Dominic, who I'm a friend with now, was a GM at the time. I clown him all the time for it. I'm like, Mark, what were y'all doing? And he's like, oh, we just did it the same for everybody. I'm like,
Mark, you a hoe.
It's stupid, Mark. I mean, the Lions put me through, again, same year, 5 years of NFL tape. The Lions put me and, Rock Cartwright. I don't know if you remember that name. He played for Kansas State. He's a special teamer. Played played for Washington for a little bit.
Is that the brother of Stone Buggy Wrong?
Stop. You tried that whole time.
Stone Buggy Wrong.
You tried that whole time.
That's funny.
No, it's not. They put me through the ringer.
Londra's
I
laughing.
got you, bro. You
know what both those franchises have in common, Jake? They were really bad at the time.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, so you know what? Bush League moves.
Denver, there was no really cone drills. It was like Peyton, hey, do you know the protection? All right, sign him.
Yeah.
So it was different. But yeah, 40-yard dash. Come on, dude. I'm 30. I've been in this thing for a minute. You're going to be disappointed by the time, too.
Yeah, like, what are we doing, dude? I'm not running a 40 out here.
It ain't going to be what you saw in Indy back 5-6 years ago.
All right, when we get back, Ask the Bench. And Bailey, do we have some Gen Z questions ready?
I do.
Yeah, let's go. Bailey's going to quiz us next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan and Julia Tonis. go to Gordon today and look. You go to getgordon.com. You can fill out a free consult form right there online. They'll get in touch with you immediately. You can see all the different cases it handles. You can see satisfied customers with past client results. Or you just call them up. If you get in an accident, you need somebody to stand up for you, get you what you deserve. That's Gordon, y'all. And in a way, you join the G team with a lot of your favorite athletes, which is why you should follow them on social media, because you see a lot of great content with your favorite athletes as Gordon continues to be an integral part of LSU reaching new heights in this athletic golden age. Gordon McKernan, injury attorneys, get Gordon, get it done.
Yeah, like T-Bob said, the website is such a great tool for you, all the things that he laid out there, but also remember, you can pick up the phone. So no matter where you're at in the state of Louisiana, North Louisiana, in the Alexandria area, South Louisiana, it is your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, we're going to do a special Ask the Bench brought to you by Cold Curse Life is here at Tons of Blooming Light Sky Citrus Sweet. Today, our girl Bailey's put together a Gen Z quiz for us, Jake. Let's see if we are in touch with Gen Z. All right, go ahead, Bailey.
Okay, my first question.
Yep.
Which member left One Direction first?
Harry Styles.
Nope.
I know.
Niall.
No.
Okay,
it was Zayn.
Oh, I knew it. The one that sings
Pillow Talk.
Pillow Talk. Yeah, I knew it. That's who I thought, and I got the name wrong.
I was a
Niall
directioner
is,
back in the day.
Niall's the blonde.
The one that sings the song about the
Slow
town.
hand. Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Slow hands.
Wow,
yeah.
Jake, you're a little 1D boy. I would never would have guessed.
I was a directioner back in the day.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, I got
love
them on
Niall
vinyl.
Horan.
They're good. Yeah. Gosh, I knew that. I felt so confident about it, and I messed it up.
Okay, we're over 1. What do you got?
What is the thing at the end of a shoelace called?
The Seprum.
The thing at the end of a
Is
shoelace.
this a Gen Z thing?
It's probably gone viral recently for some reason
Gosh.
on TikTok.
I have
Nope.
no
It was big on Phineas and Ferb. It's an aglet.
An aglet?
They sing a whole song about it.
Aglet?
Jackson
Yes.
loves Phineas
What?
and Ferb. Gosh, well done.
What a random
That's
word.
actually
I
good.
love
An
learning
aglet.
new words. Thank you, Bailey.
Yep.
I knew that from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Boy, you more useless than a shoelace without an aglet. Get your ass out of here. Go
Okay,
ahead.
my last question is which character is the character that appears on the Disney Fast Play menu?
What in the hell are we
Where
talking
everyone
about?
like you can never click the button right and you always click the wrong one.
I vaguely remember something like some sort of this is a game online, you're saying? What is this, the
No.
Fast Play menu? What is the Fast Play menu?
So whenever kind of like older Disney
Okay.
movies,
Yeah.
you would go to play them
Yeah.
and there was a Fast Play menu that would pop up.
Okay.
That would take you to the main menu or you would have to watch like a bunch of like
Okay, and there was like a
ads,
mascot.
and
I
you
know
could
what you're
never click
talking
the button
about.
right. And there
Um,
was one Disney character that always appears.
If you give us what the Disney character was from, would that give it away?
Yes.
Okay, who has the most mascotty feel? I'm thinking about like the Microsoft
It's a
paperclip.
girl.
Who is the
I think I know
equivalent?
who this is. How
Who
long
is the
ago was this?
Oh, it's gotta be. I'm feeling either Tinkerbell. I'm going
Tinkerbell's
Tinkerbell. I'm going
place I'm
Tinkerbell.
It's Tinkerbell.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go, dude. Hell yeah, one
yeah,
of three.
we got one, baby.
One of
Let's
three.
go. I knew
Bailey
the One
intern.
Direction one, and I messed
Excellent
it up.
work.
I mean, Pillow Talk's a banger. No pun intended. Great song. God.
By the way, guys, you want to remind you about Coleman Roof, ColemanRoof.com. Go to Coleman
believe I
Roofing and
missed that.
Construction today. Get Louisiana's most reliable, most respected, most complete roofing company. You can go online, request a free inspection. Just do your name, your email, your phone, a little blurb about how you can help to get in touch with you immediately. Guys, and remember, from the entire process, right? It's any size job, commercial, or residential, it's anywhere in Louisiana, it's any type of roof, the entire process. Okay, here it is. Exceptional. This comes from Kat. Exceptional. Josh Trout is the ultimate professional and all-around good guy. He went above and beyond any expectations. It's the second roof Coleman installed for me, first in 2008. A hail their place, and we know this is getting long. It was awesome, basically. Go check it out, ColemanRoof.com, ColemanRoof.com.
I can't believe I missed that. Just
It's gonna bug you all
That's
day.
right there.
it's gonna bug me. I mean, my wife's texting me how embarrassing.
Aglet, you said?
Aglet.
Bailey, Scott wants to know if it's okay for him to crash his son's birthday dinner in a month. It's like his first month at college, and is it okay for them to crash his first party weekend when he starts college at the end of this month?
I don't know about that one.
Oh, come on. Your parents love you. They just want to hang out with you. I know.
Yeah, but when you're around like new friends,
I get it.
stuff,
No, you're right. You're right.
Gosh.
Bailey, thank you so much. You've done great work.
Thank
Great work.
you.
You nailed the assignment.
Thank you
Well
for
done.
having me.
All right,
Well
we'll see you
done.
tomorrow. Brand new OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community